Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Holly, and welcome to Chronicle. This is the home where a bunch of my favorite people and I will get together and tell some awesome stories, and hopefully take you guys along for the ride with us. Today, we're going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition and returning to our homebrew world of Cthulhu. So, if you don't know what that is, it's about time you caught up, and you can do so by checking the links down below to our YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. Is that what they like it? Comment.
Lick it.
Like
Lick your screen.
Click the bell.
Ring the bell.
Lick.
Ring the bell. Click the bell.
Lick your screen.
Touch the bell sensually.
Do
Ding-a-ling.
On the mouth.
Great start, guys.
I feel like that's all of the announcements we need. You should lick your screen. You should catch up on everything that you might have missed. We've got about 13 sessions. This is our 14th, I believe. So you've missed out on a lot, but that's okay because you can always catch up with all of our archived videos over there. We've also got some one-shots and Lockie's DM'd tragedy descent into Avernus, where everything went wrong.
It's shorter than some of the one-shots.
Oh yeah.
Where everything went wrong, but that's okay because we love it anyway. Tom, I think it's about time we jump into the session. On the move. Okay.
I'm gonna up the lights.
Right. We're just in darkness. An endless expanse of darkness stretches onwards. Fingers of flickering blue light claw at the mouth of this vast, impenetrable stretch of eternal night, only to be beat back by tendrils of shadow that whip outwards, engulfing it completely. The dim streaks of light that pass through the barrier of darkness reveal an uneven, jagged passage carved from stone. Its walls are held up by roughly hewn wooden posts and support beams, and are chipped from the relentless strikes of thousands of pickaxes. Strings of small spiders descend from above, their legs rapidly spinning as they wind themselves down to gently rest on the ground. They cling to the underside of the decaying wooden structures that span the distance between the two chipped walls in clusters, 100 red and black eyes twinkling as the blue light reaches them. A waterfall of molten ore tumbles sluggishly down the side of the tunnel, into a narrow opening in the stone below. The small alcove, carved out for it is intricately carved, covered in dwarven runes that glint in the dark blue light that radiates from the ore. Tiny islands of undissolved stone and metal float gently downwards, spilling over the side of the lip that encases the ore, only to pull around its base and sluggishly creep forwards, to nip at the heels of passers-by. Heat floods the narrow passage, originating from the mass of molten ore that spills downwards. A single skeletal hand reaches out from the pool of molten ore, its fingers clutching at the air as if frozen in an eternal grip. The blue ore that coats the forearm of the mysterious hand begins to bubble, all-consuming as it tears away at the bone of this unfortunate soul. No charades for that, Con?
No, I didn't think anybody would watch it. Yeah, no one can see you unless... Yeah.
Oh, we can see you.
We all know. A lone shoe is left discarded, fallen to the side, as a large spider scuttles out into the dark. At the precipice of this domineering darkness that engulfs the tunnel in its entirety, a group of battered, dirty vagabonds and adventurers stand before it. The dark blue light of the molten ore behind them flickers at their back, their shadows stretched and elongated absurdly on the stone floor before they're eventually swallowed completely. Heat prickles at their exposed skin and singes their hair, flickering across the metal of their weapons and armor. Before them stands a choice: to continue onwards or to retreat. What will you all do?
Okay, I think that went really well, so I think we should keep kicking more ass so that way more monsters don't come out and kill any more people. Yes?
I mean, sure.
Well, we don't know if that was like, if it's just one bad little winged monster or if there's more, so...
I sort of gave up on the whole morality thing of like, should we kill, shouldn't we kill, so I'm down to keep going forward.
Thank you, Jim.
Did we ever do we ever decide what they were actually using these bodies for? That looks like some sort of ritual. The bones are scarred with ruins.
If we kill all of them, then there's no one left to perform the ritual.
I mean,
We
it's
could
technically correct.
Can't argue with that.
If we just fuck shit up enough, we don't even need to kill all of them. We just need to like push over a few tombstones and then
So we should just
Dude, you
put
guys-
all the bones into
Isn't
the
that
ash.
like desecration though? Isn't what we?
I mean, technically the space is already desecrated.
exactly. Desecrating the desecrated doesn't count as desecration.
I'm not sure if that's
two
true.
negatives make a positive, right?
No,
No.
not in this case. It's the wrong right situation.
If you
Two
desecrate,
negatives make a positive.
if you desecrate a desecrated site, is that like
Consecrated?
cleansing it?
Exactly. Exactly.
It does technically make a positive.
Like,
So I'm-
I mean, like from like if we're talking about it from a religious standpoint, you got like your desecration, and then you're ruining the desecrated site, and therefore getting rid of it.
I don't think it
You're
counts
the-
as
you're-
desecration. I think consecration and desecration are different things.
Well,
But, like,
Sound the same to me.
exactly.
you're the religious one.
I
Abelard, so
technically can do both. I can consecrate land. I just need to wait a bit before I can do it. But
How long do we need to wait?
like 8 hours.
How long do we need to wait?
I would need to, rest and recuperate and examine, so my
Maybe we
knowledge.
just kill them. 8 hours sounds like a long time.
I don't want to wait 8 hours in this creepy, scary place. What if we get jumped?
Do you even have enough torches for that?
I'll just point at the door and be like,
Torches.
To like stay here and not be in the dark.
Or is
there
We have
no
lots of
plot
consecra-
around us, isn't there?
Are bones flammable? We could like use the bones as like a
Oh,
campfire or
bonfire.
something.
Or Abelard can just do that weird light.
Oh yeah, I
How long
got.
do you do your light
yeah.
thing for?
Well, and I
light
can breathe fire.
So I'll just do like a
I
light
forgot I
cantrip,
could
I'm
do
like-
that.
I could do it indefinitely, I guess. Just like light up a glove.
And lizard fire.
I
That
wouldn't
works.
exactly call it a holy light. It's not just it's cantrip, and I'll just cast light on like Krugar's sword and be like,
Whoa. I don't know. It seems pretty holy to me. It's like all clear and yellow and
Like light?
yeah,
Wait,
like light. Yeah.
Guys, I have an idea. I'll just
Clear and
light,
yellow?
I'll just light Krugar on fire and then hold him up as a torch.
Yes.
Krugar is more flammable than bones are.
There you go.
My sword just ignites.
or we could just,
Oh, thanks.
or we could just not set fire to anybody and just use the cantrip and just like, or just cast another random item in the room, just be like.
I can make my eyes glow. I make my eyes
Wait,
glow.
what? Have you been able to do that the whole time?
Yeah.
You can do that.
What does that do? Can you? Is that like night? Is that like enhanced like dark vision or something?
No, it's just glowing eyes. It doesn't shine. I have to get up like really close to the wall to actually make it like reach the
I was
wall.
gonna say, does it emit light?
like it's like I'm like this far from the wall.
It's like I got special paint that helps
Like-
me see in the dark. So I was wondering if it was something similar.
People with dark vision can see better with your.
I got 100% dark vision. I
Yeah.
can see
Me
dark,
too.
it's good.
You put paint in your eyes?
Around them, like all my markings on my face.
That doesn't sound good for you.
It's
In
fine.
your eyes.
I hope you're not
lead-based?
I don't know. I've been using these since I was like a little kid. Nothing bad has happened yet.
You've been putting paint in your eyes since you were a little kid.
Well, I talked to Grigate and he said I'm not allowed to get a tattoo until I'm older. So he said use these paints. It'll do for now. It's what the little ones use.
You trust A9, right? A9, tell him not to do it.
If it's a lead-based paint, I'm afraid you might be in trouble.
Oh.
With
Check.
A9
Okay, what can I make a check to see if this is lead-based paint I've been putting on my face for like 17 years of my life?
I mean,
What kind of check do you want me to check for lead? Is that like a nature
a
check?
lead check, yeah, nature, I guess.
I mean, if you've been doing this for as long as you say you have, I
Everyone
doubt
wants-
you'd still be alive were it
No,
lead.
16.
Probably have face cancer.
I mean, technically, I can cure
There's
disease.
just pop skin. I'm gonna say with the 16, you feel like you would have noticed before if it was lead based. It's probably more likely to be a war paint than to be an actual lead based paint. I don't even know. There's no electricity, so I don't know how you would get lead into
Magic.
paint.
Magic.
But,
true goal.
I mean, technically, lightning bolt is electricity.
Magic electricity.
So they stand there and they just fire lightning bolt on the lightning bolt.
What do you do for a living. I put lead.
They don't have electrodes. They just they put metal in a vat of paint and just like the Emperor from
But,
Star
like,
Wars.
You totally would though. Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
had like 7 wizards around, you just rotate.
I mean,
ships.
well, think about it. You've got Shocking Grasp, which is a cantrip. Lightning Lure, which is a cantrip.
There's a lot of
You got Lightning Bolt.
Is there any
Chromatic
people cast
Orb.
lightning spells?
And there are some abilities where you can change your element to lightning. So yeah, there's ways around it.
You can cast most things ritually. So
Oh, true.
like,
No, it has like the R tag.
Mm. I've got a couple spells I can do
But
ritual.
anyway, I'm
I
very confident that it's not got lead. I think I would have known by now.
That's a
What
good
about
point.
asbestos?
Okay.
What is asbestos?
in the paint.
I'm pretty sure asbestos
I have
is
no
not
idea
like
what
a modern.
asbestos is. I don't know what that is, but if it's harmful, I think I would be sick, and I feel healthy.
Yeah, true. You at least seem.
Why would? Okay. Why
We're 10 minutes in.
would
Paint.
asbestos or lead-based paint
To a child.
Put this in your eyes, kid. It gives you powers.
The power is cancer.
You get Deadpool powers.
Lucky. You get to make one wish. You want to see Captain America?
Okay.
It's gone too far. Where?
Yeah, we've gone far enough with the lead-based paint.
To anybody out there, I'm so sorry. We're
Don't-
not making fun of cancer.
Just people that put lead-based paint in their eyes.
Just people that eat asbestos paint or put lead-based paint in.
Does asbestos paint exist?
We're specifically making fun of people that if they did get cancer from lead-based paint, that's who we're making fun of.
I think that's a failure of the education system at that point.
Tell you what, though, that's a great long way to kill someone in
I-
a game.
well,
We can
I-
find a way to make lead-based products and just give them to people.
I'm going to move us away from based paint discussion and
Great.
instant asbestos paint. To say that as you guys are standing here, notice, are you guys still? I assumed you'd moved into the tunnel where the door had opened, but it seems like the rest of you were in the main chamber, or have you all moved?
I think we're in the
there?
main chamber.
Yeah, we moved back to the main chamber, yeah. Because we were considering going to the other hallway where
Sure.
like, the drag marks.
Okay, sure. What would you guys like to do?
Approach it quietly. If there's some nasties, then we go there.
I mean, I suppose simplicity is often the right way, I guess. Sure, let's go.
It's good not to overthink. My sister overthinks all the time. That's why she's always in her room looking at her books, and I'm just like, nah. Go and do it.
Okay.
That's true.
Number one, don't overthink. Just act.
Shoot first, ask
see,
questions,
it's still good to think.
I mean, it
You
doesn't.
like thinking is good.
That's why I said-
Overthinking.
Yeah, overthinking's bad.
But you implied that you don't think at all.
I mean, just
I think it's pretty obvious that he doesn't think
I mean,
at all. I
just-
think.
this
quickly.
this ideology does make sense considering the amount of times you've got in trouble for property damage.
Dilbert,
One time.
Dilbert. Do you think thinking got you a dragon?
I mean, no.
Exactly.
You know what? Fair enough. I'd pet Nolan.
Easily swayed.
Well, I mean, I didn't really make any of the decisions that ended with getting a dragon toy, but well, you know.
I am very intrigued about the decisions that did go into getting that toy.
Can someone
too.
update me on?
Oh, did you miss the
I
whole
think
dragon toy thing?
Oh no.
Recap mid-session.
Recap mid-session. Who would like to recap?
Oh, I got it. Xander's owls assaulted a child and stole a small toy from them.
That's right.
It was accidental assault. It was just.
It was not accidental.
They
Fucking
sent
hell.
one of their owls to go and swoop at the toy, and then did you scar a guard or a
And
child?
then no, someone tried to shoot the owl with a crossbow, and then it missed and hit a civilian in the leg.
And it was a commoner, so it just went down immediately because 4 hit point
And then
commoner.
Abelard tried to make it better by healing the said injured civilian.
I mean, it did
And
make
I
it
got
though.
the dragon toy, which is cool because it's an animated wooden dragon toy, so it moves around.
All right, thank you for the update. I'm not impressed.
Glad I
Go
missed
watch
that.
episode 12. Was that episode 12?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Maybe.
Chaos.
I don't even, guys. So much happens in my mind.
Yes.
Watch
I don't
all
even
of the
remember.
episodes.
Yes,
Yeah,
watch
just-
all of them.
guys.
Watch
You
it.
need the context,
Can I make a
obviously.
perception check down the dragged hallway to see if I hear or see anything that's like moving? Something?
Wait, have we gone all the way back to the original chamber? I thought we were in
no,
the
I
acid
thought you were
chamber
still in
still.
the-
Bone chamber room still.
The acid chamber one. I thought
You
there was
guys
a
would have
corridor
had
there.
to. You guys would have had to be walking all the way.
Okay, I got
Chamber.
I was gonna just say maybe we should just go down to, because
I
the magic
was-
door just opened, didn't it?
I was advised to go that way.
Yeah, magic door did just open, but if you guys want to go back, you can also do that.
We're leaving the bone chamber.
Sorry.
I feel like the way that you did
Why would you ever want to leave the bone chamber?
Okay, guys, things have directions. Just need a decision where.
I want.
Let's go through the magic door.
Yeah, I want to go through the door that
Yep,
Everyone?
sounds good.
all the way through.
I wasn't here when we would explain what was going on, so I agree. Let's go to the door.
Did you not watch the episode, Jack?
No, I didn't actually.
Hip.
Yeah, yeah.
Go and watch the last episode, right?
I got a small recap.
Essentially, you guys solved the puzzle,
Yeah. And then they fought the.
scenes, and then there was that big spider. The magic door opened, essentially. It was the tunnel that you'd first discovered the Masan in, the molten ore that's corrosive. And you guys were just debating for the rest of it where to go, pretty much.
Okay, cool. Magic door it is.
Okay, so as you guys approach the door that Nadria had discovered was open, you notice that the hallway itself is completely dark. So there's faint flickers of light from the kind of open waterfall of molten ore that is kind of where previously a dead end was, and now the magic door is open, kind of perpendicular to each other. You notice that the corridor itself is uneven, and you can see that there's massive chunks that are kind of ripped out of it. It's not been leveled off, so there's kind of gaps in between these kind of decaying support pillars that stretch across. The wood kind of almost just so rotten that it's a bit swollen at this point. It's kind of what's up?
Your microphone's not really working. Is it
Not
still
working
on?
at all. It looks like it's on to
There
me.
we go, it's back.
Okay. These support pillars are kind of decaying. You can see there are spiders that are clustered in the corner. It very much looks like a thoroughfare, or like a almost a kind of the back streets of the actual criminal. So it doesn't look like it should necessarily be there.
Is there a way? The way you described it, is it like if there was like a good whack on these pillars, would like it cave in or anything like that?
You can check to see.
Yeah. What kind of what check would I make for that?
I would say
Also, kind of move your microphone a little closer.
How's that?
So you can speak.
Is that any better?
No, it's not.
Let's rake a rabbit in my face. How's that?
Is your microphone on?
Yeah, I got 2 bars.
Speak some more.
I got 2 bars, baby. Can you not hear my delicious and sumptuous voice? I
don't know why I described it like that.
Oh,
but
it's
that's
back.
fine.
It was just doing a little bit of weird in and out. sorry.
Delicious and sumptuous voice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Daddy.
Oh no.
Why?
Get out.
It's about damn time.
That you were recognized as a daddy?
Yes.
It's like, Jesus.
Not a father.
How old are you?
Old enough. 24.
Is there
Oh, no, I
a...
meant Kruger.
Oh,
22,
Con-
3,
Connor
4.
is
I don't...
Connor is daddy. Kruger is not daddy.
Okay.
Anyway.
This is... Why... Okay.
This is a weird session.
This has gone...
Derailed.
It's just so badly. Okay.
Half an hour deciding a
Would it
door
be
and
like an
being
investi-
derailed.
Would it be like an investigation check or something?
I'm gonna say actually roll an insight check for me.
Ooh, I have advantage on those. 16.
With a 16, I'll say that the decay isn't so bad that the whole tunnel would collapse if you hit one of the pillars or one of the support posts, but you do know that after a while, if it rots or decays anymore, it definitely would bring down at least a part of a section. So it seems like it's almost there with enough force. It wouldn't affect the whole tunnel, but it would affect a very specific area.
Okay, that's a bit comforting. That's good. We won't get caved in.
You should.
I announced that. Wait. I announced that to the group. Just like, don't touch the pillars too much. They're pretty rotten, and I feel like with enough force, it'd be a very minor cave in. Nothing crazy, but who knows?
Just be like,
Just letting y'all know that.
Are they wooden pillars that are rotting?
Yeah, there's wooden,
Oh,
like
right,
like a mine shaft, with the
Like the beams.
the support kind of scaffolding
I
that
guess
stretches across.
I'll just look at the group. I'll be like, why didn't I just cast like light on my like knife or something and just walk forward into the tunnel? I guess.
That's better.
Sure. So I'll get the order, everyone.
I guess me at the front.
I'll be
Yep.
behind Abelard.
I would be somewhere near the front because I found it.
I'll go at the
You
back.
can go in front of me then. You can go in front of me. I'll be behind.
I'll
Nadia.
be second from the back then.
Okay, so
leaves you third
let me
from
get
the
this straight. Abelard, then Nadria.
Then me.
I mean, technically my AC is one of the highest in the party.
That's
What's yours?
My AC
18.
is like a solid
That's
2.
that's
great.
not
You've got a really
metagame
high
too
AC.
hard.
My AC
We
is
would-
pretty
we
low
would,
because
like,
I have no
know our
armor on.
abilities 'cause we all hang out with each
Yeah, you like you would know abilities, but you wouldn't know specific modifiers. You know,
Yeah,
s-
we
oh,
don't know
somebody's better, somebody's stronger than I am, or
Exactly.
somebody's like.
Well, I feel like AC is pretty easy to figure out because you'd be like, you have more armor on.
Well,
than
it's
I
based
do.
on. It's also based on dexterity
Oh, true,
primarily.
there you
So you'd know if somebody was quicker than you, or if somebody was wearing like chainmail versus like what you're wearing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Dilbert not wearing anything. Amelon wearing breastplate.
Well, I've still got a pretty high AC.
Mm.
That's because my. I mean, I'm
So,
talking about.
Abelard,
metagaming.
Nadria, Kruger. Who was next?
Uh, June.
June.
June?
Then
Sure.
I would
A9.
assume Maylin, then A9.
Oh
then
right.
me.
ma-
Can't forget about
Malin's there. She's in her own world right now.
Hmm.
At
She's
the back or
In
where?
the middle. I'm in
She'd
the
probably
back.
be like annoying Dilbert because of the little toy dragon.
So
So-
then it's Maylin, A9, Dilbert.
Okay.
She wants your dragon.
All right.
She wants it.
She's
Quildor
not gonna
wants
get
the
my
dragon.
dragon.
Oh, Quirtle's third eye. We're
No,
bringing it
we're
back.
not doing this again.
Oh yeah, we rolled.
Maylin already has us a little pet. This is my little pet.
Yeah, we made Quildor an Eldritch Horror, so
Yeah, because Maylin got like a few good kills in the last
Yeah.
session, and we just made it that Quildor is like a dark entity, like a blue, and every time it gets feral, it opens its third eye and screeches like.
Has
shreds
Meg
apart.
been present?
No.
for this?
No, this
No.
isn't canon. This isn't canon.
This is not
just
canon.
us having
This
fun.
is the
Um,
canon.
Nah.
Walter White. Sorry. I was looking
Walter
at what-
White?
That's
Walter
right.
White. Walter White.
No. Okay.
Anyway,
Sorry.
yes, continue.
Sorry, we're not talking about.
as you
Good.
walk forward,
I
Abelard,
recognized it.
with your knife held high in front of you, as you pass, you notice that there are several small alcoves, almost kind of carved into these uneven walls. So there's bits of the wall that kind of protrude outwards. Obviously, not having been hit by pickaxes in order to kind of level them out and get everything to be architecturally, or aesthetically pleasing. The alcoves themselves appear to have small things shoved into them, like you can see discarded pickaxes that are rusted. You can see barrels that are kind of half opened.
Anything in them?
Roll an investigation check for me, please.
Not 20.
With a nat 20, I'll say, actually, that you don't find anything much of interest in the barrels aside from a few kind of, there's some, in one of them, there's rotting food. You can see that there's scraps that have kind of been discarded, and there's rations that have kind of been eaten away by what appears to be rats or just by time, fully decomposed, kind of mushy. There's also some rusted coins, so you can see that there's probably, I would say, about 60 silver pieces collectively across all of the barrels. You can see that there's several different kinds of alcohols, so there's a lot of different bottles, like different kinds of rums, there's different kinds of whiskies, those sorts of things. You can also see that there are small, what appear to be like flares almost. So there's a cylindrical. It looks a little bit like a translucent bar. So it's a cylinder that actually has what looks to be like a pull top. So you can detonate the flare. It actually is an arcane kind of spell has been imbued to create the flare, or it's kind of activated by pulling the little scroll that's kind of rolled at the top. I'd say you probably find about 3 of those.
Cool. They're just called flares.
Yeah, I've just called them flares.
Cool.
You can see that there's also a couple of coils of rope. I'd say it'd probably be about 100 meters.
So 100. So I'll just go 100 foot of rope.
Yep.
For the sake of it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I don't even know what 100 meter to feet would be. I think it's a little bit less, but just
I think it's
would-
3
roughly-
feet to a meter.
Roughly,
It's like 3.3 or some shit.
3.3
So 300 foot of rope.
Yeah, roughly.
That's a lot of rope.
100 meters is already like that's like
a kilometer of rope.
Does it? I assume it's
No.
just hemp rope.
kilometers
Yes.
is
100
100
meters. Yeah. I should really know that. Wowzers.
you were, so you were way off.
Okay.
Mm,
Not the finger guns.
2.
As you go further down this tunnel, you can see that there are several kind of symbols similar to the ones that you'd seen on the actually etched into the braziers in the main chamber. You can see there are some symbols of Volg, however they all appear to be very crudely scratched into the sides of this uneven passageway. They almost look to you as if they've been scratched in with somebody's finger. So they're deft, but it seems... Oh no. They're very deft, but it seems a little bit rough around the edges, so almost like it's a chicken scratch type of handwriting. As you go a little bit further past these symbols, you notice that one of the alcoves appears to have a figure slumped against the wall. Unmoving and cloaked mostly in leather. It appears as if the pant leg has been eaten away. So there's several kind of holes or tears in there. It appears to be mostly in tatters. The shoes themselves are well worn. They appear to just be regular leather. Doesn't seem as if this was somebody with a lot of money. They seem mostly lower quality. But you do notice that there are what appears to be some blood stains that are pooling around one of the hands of the figures.
Can June approach?
Sure.
I get up and I gently nudge the body. Hello?
No response. Just
I-
seems to kind of. Where do you nudge it from the shoulder or?
from the shoulder.
Sure. You watch as the head kind of swings to the side slightly, but no other response.
I lift the head up and are the eyelids closed?
The eyelids are actually, as you go to pull the head up,
Yeah.
you notice that the jaw is slack and has actually been eaten away at the jawline, so kind of ripped on one side. You can see the exposed gums that are kind of decaying themselves, missing teeth, and you can see that there's kind of it appears to be eaten away by something. The eyes themselves are open, kind of staring at you glassy, and you can see that there's actually symbols that are carved into the figure. Again, seems kind of similar to being scratched in with somebody's finger, but this time on the body.
Can I do a medicine check on the body?
Sure,
I
roll
look
a medicine
back
check.
to Abelard and shake my head. Finger across the neck.
Take
Sign
another
of-
bite.
Nah.
How long do you think this body has
12.
been there, Abelard?
With a 12, I'll say it looks like it's pretty fresh. Some of the blood stains on the clothes look old, but the actual blood that's pooling around its wrist appears to be relatively fresh. I would say you'd guess probably within a day. And as you watch the body, the actual flesh doesn't seem to be decayed. It does seem to be swollen. And there's kind of an awful stench that comes from a body when it's recently passed, given that all of the bowels empty. And you can it definitely smells still, so it hasn't decayed enough that it wouldn't. So you guess probably within a day. But you do have a notice that whatever's been eating away at its face appears to have stopped there, kind of at the jaw.
Are they like bite marks or like an acid kind of burn?
What did you roll at 12?
Yeah.
I'd say you can tell it's not acid. It looks like it's been chewed away.
Okay.
I put my scarf like over my mouth and nose to try and like get rid of some of the smell.
That stinks.
I take a deep breath
Why?
through the nose.
Smells like shit.
Gilbert, you're a freak,
No.
my guy.
Smells like home.
Why
What?
does your home smell like death and decay?
We don't really clean a whole lot back where I'm from. We kind of just let things go.
What, you just shit everywhere?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Do you not have like a public like restroom or something? With plumbing?
We live in caves. It's not really like too sanitary.
It can be sanitary if you make it.
There's no ventilation. Even if we had a shit room, the shit smell is gonna come out of the shit. Like, it doesn't make a difference.
Where's your monastery again, Gilbert?
The what?
Your, the
No, not the monastery. I'm talking about my home.
Oh, your home?
Yes.
Where's your home?
Like in a cave.
Where?
I don't know.
Like,
it
get the
just-
map. Where?
I just point to the Vale of Dreams, like the whole
I
mountain
get
range.
like some of my paint, like, and I'm just like, I'll put an X there. It's like, we're not
That's
going
what it's
there.
called.
The Dawn Vale. You
the
guys
Dawn
are
Vale,
currently
sorry.
you're currently in the Dawn
Vale
Vale.
of Dreams is something completely. It's a whole different.
Wait, are you
fantasy
saying you're from
world.
the Dawn Vale or from the Vale of Dreams?
The Dawn Vale, like the
Where
mountain
we
range.
are.
The mountain range in the middle of the map.
That's where we are.
Yes.
Oh
It's
no.
it's somewhere in there.
Anyway, down to the hallway more. Something eating bodies.
Can I jot down a quick description of the body? Just, I don't know, someone might be interested. I assume this is one of the recently abducted individuals.
What are the symbols on the body, man? Just Vogue symbols and stuff like the similar to the
Yeah,
bones?
they're the same. So, interestingly enough, the symbols don't appear to include life. So, most of the symbols are, you can see that there's Andron, there's Volg, and there's actually death and end. But it appears that Malayor and start/life are not there. But they seem to mimic the symbols that you'd seen on the wall as you were passing down this tunnel, and the symbols that were on the in the chamber on the braziers.
Hey Kruger, could you get that demon head out for me?
Yeah, sure.
Could I do a nature check to see how much the bite marks and like the wreckage to the body is in
Similar? Yeah,
correlation
sure.
to the mouth?
Can I aid him by like opening the jaw and like giving him a good look?
Okay, I will allow it.
I'll put,
am I actually
I'll
good
put
at
the
nature
heads like
checks
right
or
next
no?
to each other. Like,
Hey, now Jared, look. You're kissing.
Also,
There
love.
Before you do that, Lucky.
I was just gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dump about 150 foot of hemp and rope out of my inventory.
Okay.
I'll give
So
it, yeah.
if people want rope,
Thank you.
I've got rope.
but yep.
In response to what Kruger was doing, I cover Norman's eyes. Even though we can't see anything.
the tiny dragon kind of squeals a little bit, and the tail kind of wraps around your finger.
I pull out its tongue.
Why are you doing that?
Because it's fun.
This-
It's like playing with puppets, but made of flesh.
Blood's
This is
dripping.
Kruger helping.
It did help, unfortunately. I rolled a 22.
Box the head.
Which demon head are you talking about?
I think it's the biggest demon, the spider demon,
Okay.
unfortunately, because I think we mutilated the other ones.
One of them's
there wasn't really
acid
anything
melted.
left of them. Yeah.
I'll say with the 22, it's pretty easy to tell that the actual head of this spider demon is way too big to have caused these bite marks or to have chewed away at the actual jaw itself.
Yeah.
You can see that there are kind of small scratch marks. You think they resemble something similar to either a rat or a small, maybe even a weasel type of creature. The puncture marks that you can see, or the actual bite marks, the indentation of the teeth, appear to be smaller, much smaller.
We're looking for rats or weasels.
It was Quildor.
Rats. But why would rats be carving things, and
Quildor
how would they be
hisses.
carving things into the bone?
Well, it depends
Large rats.
if the rats did the actual carving is the question, like, or if the rats just got to a body that is about this place. It depends if they're by the same person or not.
Are there any rat droppings or animal droppings around?
Roll an investigation check for please.
I'm going. May I still on your dice?
Roll a shit check.
Okie dokie.
Or survival, whichever
Was it
is
hemp
easier.
rope?
uh,
I'm gonna take 50 feet.
well, I'd rolled the investigation
You can
already,
take
and
it
it's
100.
come
I'll
as
get rid
12.
of one of another one. I
12?
have so much rope.
You don't see any signs of rats nearby. The only thing that would maybe stand out to you as being rat-like is some of the food that's been eaten in the barrels. It looks like it may have been chewed up by a rat or a small creature like that.
I don't see signs of rats. It doesn't rule it out as a possibility, but I feel they would have left droppings around their food at least.
True, rats do have a pretty quick digestive tract.
I might move on a little bit. Is there anything else I see in the room? So you said there were carvings into the walls as well.
Yep.
By fingernails. Well, are they? Can I read them? Are they something?
Yep, so they're just the same symbols that you'd seen
Uh.
in the actual room. You can see that there are also some just random letters. There are also random like lines that don't look like fully formed symbols. With a 12, I'll say you can see that some of them are tallies. Others just appear to be random, just like, somebody's walked past and has just kind of pulled their, I guess, whatever implement they used to scratch in across the wall.
Did you say they look like they were scratched in with like fingers, or? Can I check the hands of the? Is there any hand left?
I think I've got the hand of one of
I was
the
about to
small
say.
demons, but not the big demon.
No, well, oh yeah, that's a good idea as well. I meant the person, but that's also.
Compare the pair.
Yep. So I'll say with your 12, as you pick up the hand of the of the figure on the floor, you notice that the fingernails have actually been torn off on this hand, and it looks as if the blood that was pooling at the bottom of this person's hand actually resembles the ritualistic killings that you'd seen when you'd first entered this part of the crypt. So it seems as if they were killed as a ritual. As for the actual demon hand, if you're looking at the talons, it does look small enough to have carved something into the wall.
Scary. I think we're spending a lot of time on this body. I say, do you want to just chop it in half? It can't do any, like, just to mess with whatever they want to do with it.
I think the more religiously accurate thing to do would be to burn it and cremate the body.
Can we set it on fire? Do we have easily accessible
I
fire?
grab a torch, I light it, and I just put it against the body and walk off.
Immediately catches fire.
Is the smell like worse? now?
Yes. You're burning flesh. It's
Hopefully.
acrid.
I wrapped my scarf.
Apple doesn't notice
You
he's wearing a mask
also,
stuffed with like
As
spice
you
and
light
stuff.
the body on fire, you watch as the entire hallway is just doused in light. And you can see at the end that there are actually more bodies that are hanging. They look impish. So they look like small demons that you'd seen in the actual main chamber.
Dead.
They look dead. Yeah.
Something else is killing these things.
Maybe they're part of the ritual as well.
Sorry, what was that?
Maybe they were part of the ritual. Oh my god. I
Immediately
walk
the scent of burning hair, burning flesh.
I'm walking forward. I can't stand the smell.
I don't know how I don't notice this because I've got like a A9 gun smell and
I get
my mask is like stuffed with
I'm
stuff.
Fully used to it.
I get my little chamomile that I keep in my gun. put that in
Jobet's
my
fully
scarf.
used to the smell of burning shit. Literally burning shit.
I'm just gonna start walking down towards the bodies.
That's how they dispose of their garbage.
Should probably move that torch I just left next to that body.
It's so dark.
Well, I mean, where else is it gonna go? Burn it for heat. Smells like shit.
Oh, I don't actually have a torch. I've got a tinderbox. I assume that works the same.
Lighting fires in enclosed spaces isn't always the wisest idea. It uses up all the oxygen that people inside suffocate.
Also, now it's just
You'll
like...
find
I
it.
wish somebody had said that before you'd lit the torch.
Yeah.
You've already done it now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this place is pretty big. There's gotta be a lot of air.
This is a very narrow passageway.
Are we
Let's keep
below
moving then.
surface level as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, well, carbon dioxide's a heavy gas.
Yeah.
It does tend to pool.
Dilbert gets greedy and takes a deep breath.
Greedy.
Dilbert hears this
As-
and gets greedy.
How far is this fire spread?
It's just on the body,
Well,
isn't it?
at the moment, it's on the body, but it is taking over very quickly.
Is it just the body or the entire corridor it's taken over?
Wait.
Well,
Is it near the
there are
one of them-
wooden support
I was
structures.
gonna say, is it near the rotten wood
So-
support beams?
It's not taken over the wooden support beams yet. It's on the body, but there's also barrels, crates, there's
Oh, is
wooden
there, like-
support structures.
Give me a second.
So
Put it out, put it out, put it out!
Can I get my bedroll out? I'm like, oh fuck.
I just pick up the torch.
We should have just
But
cut
the
the
body's
body
on
in
fire
half.
Oh,
A9,
Put the body out!
could you help me with this bedroll and patting the flames out?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you don't need to roll for it. You're probably competent enough to cut the oxygen off from a fire, and together you definitely be able to. So you smother it quickly, though the torch is still lit itself.
I'm glad we did that because I almost cast Gust on it, which would have just.
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
Just sat by her car.
That would have been would that have been a TVK? Would you have
Well, yeah, I told you that the support structures were decaying. With the force of gust, the immediate
Oh.
that would have been
The entire-
such a quick
the entire structure would have come down on top of you. There's no way I could avoid a TPK.
By the way,
Yeah, no, I'm walking.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
just
wanna be
extinguishing
here.
the torch
I just
again,
kinda
I guess.
these guys are doing all their like putting the fire out. I'm just walking after these guys.
All
As you-
right. Sorry.
That's okay. Looking forward, Kruger. You're 30 feet ahead.
Yes.
Okay. So as everybody else is dealing with the fire, you notice that at a certain point, there begins a gradual slope downwards further. And it's gradual, so it's not exactly noticeable at first, though when you turn to look back at the rest of the party, you notice that they seem to be much higher than you.
Watch your step. There's a bit of a slope.
No. Just tread carefully. Try to keep my footing.
I would
Sure.
say I'm following behind Kruger.
So we've changed the order: Krugar in front, Nadria, and
And
then
me.
Dilbert.
I guess I will get going
will.
after the body thing.
I just don't want to be there anymore. It's gross.
Exactly. Gross.
I couldn't
Well,
smell.
it still smells like shit. Like the entire corridor is filled with dead things.
The scarf is all the way up the nose with my chamomile right there.
I'm just dealing with it.
Accept it.
I got a spare chamomile. Do you want it?
Dilbert's just feeling nostalgic. Not enjoying it, but like,
Malin's walking behind, doesn't notice anything.
You guys can't just isolate your nose and
No.
ignore it.
you have a nose?
I've got a way to smell.
Is that aesthetics or does it like actual function as a nose?
I can tell what chemicals are in the air.
What chemicals are in the air? Tell us right now.
Is it like standard atmosphere composition? 73% nitrogen, 18% oxygen.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have known that. What also is produced?
That's 100%. I think it's 79% nitrogen.
What's the smell of decaying
I don't
bodies?
know.
I'm
What's
pretty
that
sure
chemical?
isn't it carbon for
Methane.
fire or something?
Methane or something?
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
lots
maybe.
of carbon dioxide. Mm.
Oh, that's nice.
A little bit of carbon monoxide, maybe, if we're lucky.
Does all this like gas not bother you? Like,
No, I just ignore it.
I mean, so do I. It's not
Wait,
just a robot
okay.
thing.
Nobody asked.
do you have lungs?
No.
How you? So you don't need to breathe, but you can still smell.
Yes.
Savvy.
Damn. so savage.
So cool.
I missed that.
Nadia was made to do it.
Okay, so that's
Standard, top of the course.
Day in the life.
Some of the other models of Arkanoids were employed as chefs, and they needed to know when food was rancid and such. Smells an incredibly important skill
do you have
or
a
ability.
I mean, if you're
Wait.
if you're saying that they were chefs, then it makes
But
sense.
like, how? Is it like a fleshy bit that's
Hey,
just attached to the
A9,
robot
A9,
body?
open your mouth, open your mouth.
To a flesh
I opened my mouth.
What's there?
I mean, it's not a human tongue. I would say that there's at least some imitation of it. It's like robotic.
Magical.
Is
but
it
it's
like a
not.
weird tongue? It has like 5 hinges on it, so it's like kind of a tongue, but
It
doesn't
is
really
now.
have the same level of movement.
Can you poke it out?
It's a
I-
robot tongue.
Can you only taste with your tongue? Or can you taste with other parts?
Fuck's sake.
I don't think A9
Like,
eats.
can you taste with like your finger? Can you like pose something and like taste it?
Not me personally, but I'm sure some models might have been modified as
I mean,
such.
that'd be kind of. I mean, actually, that'd kind of suck. Imagine if you like picked up something that was gross and then you're like,
Do you want to taste, or does it not bother you?
It's not.
not thinking about holding shit with taste buds on your hand.
It's not so much pleasant or unpleasant. It just is. It's just information.
I'm gonna find a way to build you some sort of taste sensor somehow, and then you can taste food like the rest of us, and you can enjoy cookies
and
lemon
the donuts, the
And lemon
donuts.
You don't know what lemon slice tastes like.
Sounds like it could be an interesting experience.
Oh, I'm gonna new side quest. Build
Blacksmith
build
side
A9
quest.
taste sensors.
Isn't A9 the one that would probably be able to build A9
I will
taste
help.
buds?
I am a blacksmith trainee.
Yep, that's how that works.
Find a way.
There is always a way.
Mm.
I would like to head further into the demon corpses on the hooks.
Sure.
We're there, aren't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we're
can.
walking
It's
down the
just
slope.
a matter of
Mm.
walking forward a little bit to see them. They're kind of. They look as if they're still gripped onto these kind of support beams that stretch over. So
Could you, like, are they gripping themselves, or are they like being gripped? Are they like, do they have strength in their hands to grip?
So it looks like they're... Roll an investigation check for me, please.
Yes.
Please don't disturb the hanging corpses from the unstable beams.
I saw this in a horror play once. It didn't end well. They touched the dead corpse and then it came to life.
This entire corridor could come falling down on us at any moment.
How many of them are there roughly? Sorry to interrupt.
There's 2 that are hanging from the one support beam. It doesn't look as if there's any other full corpses that are there. You can see that there are some bones that are actually scattered on the actual slope itself, and some that are kind of just at the top of the slope and haven't kind of been pushed down yet.
I got a natural 20.
Ooh, the natural 20. You actually immediately notice that they're tied there. So it looks like they've been there for, I would say, probably a couple of days.
Do they have blood in them?
In them?
Yeah.
Are you gonna cut one and find out?
Sure, I'll get my little knife up. I'd like to... Do I have a jar? Does anyone have a jar I could borrow?
Malin.
Malin, could I have a jar?
Sure.
Thanks.
I give you a jar.
No questions asked.
Well, Malin wouldn't know, would you?
I puncture one in the armpit and hold the jar up to its armpit.
I mean, they haven't been exsanguinated. The blood does come out sluggishly,
Mm-hmm.
but you gather that's more because of gravity.
Yeah. Good to know. I close the jar and I slip it in my
And
pocket.
you have a little bit of black and blue blood, kind of.
Cool. Could we travel further in?
That's an atrocious.
We're doing it. We're in.
Yeah.
We're going in.
Yeah.
Cool.
So as you go further down the slope, you notice that the carvings seem to grow a lot more frequent into the walls. There's also some other symbols that are interspersed. Mostly it seems to be demonic or fiendish symbols, and they kind of litter the walls. You can see that there are some scratch marks along the ceiling as well. It's kind of it gets lower and kind of harder to pass through. Abelard, I would say, because you are the tallest, you would have to kind of crouch a little bit. You're not like fully crouched down or anything, but you are stooping a little bit to kind of make sure your head doesn't knock the slope at the top. There's no alcoves here. It does seem to still be uneven. With its walls and the actual stone on the floor and like the fine layer of dust and dirt doesn't appear to have any disturbances to it recently. You don't see that there are any marks in it. And eventually I'd say probably about, I'm going to say 50 feet as you go down this slope, you gather that you're a fair way below surface level now, and you actually notice that there's a door there's kind of a dead end right in front of you, and there's what appears to be a small carving next to it that looks as if you can manipulate it in some way to open a door. It's a better way to explain it.
Abelard, can we get some light on that, please?
I've just been casting light the entire time. Just like
Ah, thank you.
I'm just like I just like light the figurine up. The door. I'm like.
So it's kind of a rock carving that is the symbol of... Actually, does anybody speak Infernal or... You both speak Infernal? It just says open in Infernal.
Shall we push it?
What does it say?
Just says open.
Maybe try saying open in Infernal.
Would you like to do the honors?
It also means close. Hello. Goodbye.
It could mean anything.
It's a versatile language.
Blah, blah, blah. That's it, blah, blah, blah.
I think you get the pronunciation.
Get a little bit crazy, and you might do a like, you know.
I'm just imagining like two pit feet talking to each other, just like it's like.
Oh my god, they speak French.
How do you say something sensual in Infernal?
You say open in Infernal. The symbol itself appears to shift slightly. You can hear the grinding of the stone as it kind of spins further in and eventually becomes flush with the wall itself. And the dead end before you just drops and levels out on the floor. And in front of you, you see that there is a large hexagonal chamber with branching paths connected by intricate archways. They're kind of sharp and not exactly perfectly rounded and kind of aesthetic archways. They appear more to be, um, they appear very gothic almost and kind of harsh. Not so much the intricately carved arches that you'd seen in the atrium of the Chronicle. Here they very much seem to be connected by pillars that stretch downwards. All of the carvings on them are
Microphone.
by mic or...
Yeah, it's gone super quiet again. I genuinely don't know what's happening, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm worried people are missing out on the cool bit. Keep going.
Okay. You can see that. Is that any better?
It's trying.
Okay. You can see that the arches themselves are connected by pillars that actually have the same infernal carvings that you'd seen along the kind of along the stretch of corridor here. For the most part, they appear to actually have been chipped into the pillars by a practiced hand, so they seem to have actually been carved, and they kind of circle in bands around these pillars. There are two paths that stretch, one directly in front of you and one to the right. There appears to be a large kind of open space where there are almost rivers of Masan kind of around this circular island, kind of connected by small bridges that appear to be to have those similar kind of infernal carvings on them, again deliberately, and the actual floor itself appears to be cobblestone. In the center of this island, you can see that there's a pedestal that stands in the middle, surrounded by a canopy or like a pergola with an open top. And you can see that there's actually a vine plant that's kind of growing up the side of this canopy, kind of sitting around the posts of the legs. You can see that there's also a kind of large dome above you that appears to allow moonlight to leak in from above, though as you watch the moonlight, it kind of seems to be dappled against the actual pedestal, but appears to be a little bit blue almost. And as you look upwards at the dome itself, the glass dome, you can see that there's a large stained glass, and there appears to be some sort of infernal motif occurring. You can see that there are lots of demons, there's kind of hellfire, and as you watch, the stained glass appears to move. You can see that the fire itself is flickering and demons wing kind of flap. And you guys are now in what you think is an atrium of sorts of a different kind.
So this room has like a direct linked to like moonlight and stuff like that. There's like a hole all the way through the earth to it. Okay.
It doesn't. One thing to note is that for how low down you are, it doesn't look as if the room itself is that high. So it's not got that high a ceiling. It's definitely higher than the passage that you've walked through, and probably comparable to the main chamber. So it is a relatively high ceiling, but given how far below you are, intuition says something's a little bit off with the connection to the moonlight.
What? It's like a portal.
Who knows?
What
Could be.
is there like a specific direction that the moonlight is coming from, or is it like
It
encompassing?
seems to be streaming down from above, almost like a halo around these this canopy in the center.
Would
Okay.
anyone have a sense of what time it is at this point?
We came.
You can roll a survival check to see.
What time did we enter the Crimel? Was it nighttime, wasn't it?
It's during the day.
Was it?
Uh,
I need to check. my notes.
7. No.
This far below, it's pretty impossible to tell exactly what time it is.
Would I assume that it's probably midnight?
Probably.
Because the moon's.
Probably. I mean, you'd assume it's definitely evening at some point. So that it probably wouldn't be sunlight around you. You know that you've been down here for a couple of hours though at this point.
Can I see any hint of the moon through the stained glass top? Or is it just illumination?
Roll a perception check for me, please.
Oh.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
Hey! A fat old natural 20.
With a natural
Wow.
20, as you kind of step into the room, you look up at the stained glass and you don't see any outline of the moon. It just appears to be light that looks like moonlight. It's kind of got a silvery, almost pale or sickly hue to it. Though there is a tinge of blue that kind of makes it look, almost makes it look a little bit sterile around the center of the room. But you don't see that there's any moon to cause the light to spill down.
Something tells me this skylight is not a skylight at all.
Is it like some sort of magic or something?
It could be, or there could be some sort of artificial illumination above it. It's hard to say with any certainty.
You said a lot of
Is-
really big words.
Is the room lit up?
The room
The
is,
whole room.
it's
Can I take just a look at what's in the room and where possible exits or entrances in the room are?
so like I said before, there's one that is in front of you,
Yeah.
directly, and there's one to your right.
Not one to the left.
It looks as if the one to your left is not as intricately carved as the rest. It just seems like a simple archway. The other two definitely seem to be more.
Used.
Maybe they definitely seem to have more fanfare about them. I'll say probably like they look as if they were prepared to be used. This one kind of looks just like a passageway.
Any symbols on any of the doorways?
You can roll a perception check for me, please, if you'd like to check, or investigation. Actually, I should have said that before. If that was my mistake.
Would be a 15 regardless.
With a 15, I will say that glancing around the room, you notice that a lot of the symbols are, again, like I said, they're quite similar to the ones that were on the passageways themselves. You do notice that there are some that appear to be dwarven, or at least consistent with the symbols that you'd seen at in the Crimol. Like in the atrium of the Crimol,
Like
and
infernal as well.
no, they appear to be dwarven.
Oh.
So
So not the weird freaky symbols.
no, there's some weird freaky symbols on the pillars,
Oh,
and there's some kind of carved into the archways, the more intricate archways. The one that's more plain appears to have some dwarven symbols to it, and you can see that there are some that are kind of have almost been covered by the glaring, kind of angular and harsh infernal symbols that have been deliberately carved into these pillars or into this stone, the masonry.
Can anyone read this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Can
actually.
I read it?
With infernal, you guys can both read that it's basically just random. Yep.
What about the dwarvish?
Hmm.
Because I
The-
can read dwarvish as well.
So the dwarven symbol is. It's not specifically referring to a language or anything like that. It is dwarven, but from how much you'd seen of it, you assume that it actually might just refer to the Chronicle itself.
Okay.
It's not like a word that you'd seen used, if that
Oh.
makes sense. So it's more like a single
A name or a title.
almost.
This pergola that's in the middle, it's surrounded by like a lake of like the Masan ore. How far is our like block of land to the pergola itself? If I could, like, what's the like how much?
I'd say probably 40 feet.
40 feet.
So it's quite a
Also, it's a
circular.
big river lake kind of vibe of molten metal.
I explained that wrong. So it's 40 feet from where you are to the pergola,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
but the Masan itself is probably only 20 feet across. There's a ring
across.
of stone across, like in
So like
between.
a couple
Yeah.
meters.
Yeah.
Couple meters across.
Because I want to, because you said that there's a plant, like a vine growing around that pergola, and don't plants need like sunlight and nutrients to grow? Isn't it strange that there's a random? No.
Not
Can I
all of them.
See if I know the plan at all. Like, is it like a
Was there
magical
a
kind
bridge
of
to
plan?
the middle? There's a bridge to the middle of the.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
several bridges.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
span
Okay.
So you could cross bridges to get there.
I was like, are we gonna have to jump across?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
40 feet.
I mean, you could probably do it.
Step
of the wind.
With my acrobatics, maybe.
But step of the wind, you can like double your.
Oh,
jump
true.
distance.
You're right. Yeah, I can.
It's a 12
Well,
for
Nardra could
nature.
also just misty step across.
Mm.
That's also.
Don't waste
What was that, sorry?
12 for nature.
At 12, you don't have this kind of vegetation in Lorothia. As you're studying it, though, you notice that they're silver in colour, and they almost appear like a trumpet flower. So there's a large kind of opening at the base and kind of a long tube almost attached to a stem. They kind of climb up the side of these pillars or the posts that suspend the top of the pergola. And you actually notice that they appear to be emitting their own sort of light themselves and kind of faintly pulsing or flickering in and out with light.
Is it poisonous? Is it dangerous?
I once again, I'm not
Ah.
from here. I have no idea.
That's fair.
It's not from Lorothia, and it glows.
Pass it. to me.
So I'll just
You
point
don't.
it.
You don't. So you don't actually physically have the
Oh.
flower. So you'd have to cross.
Yeah.
The
easily
pergola
get
to get it.
far.
Okay.
I'll cross the bridge.
I'll come with you.
Yeah, I'd like to approach the flower with whoever wishes to join. Is
I'll
that
be
everyone?
I'll be behind June.
Sure.
You're staying at Dark Ocean of the bridge, alright?
So everybody's going to the pergola in the center.
Not me.
Except Nadria.
Okay.
And
Except
then
I'm looking up at the stained glass.
As you guys head towards the pergola itself, you notice that the pedestal in the center appears to have. Adelaide, you would immediately notice that it appears to be a kind of altar table. It's got primordial carvings.
I do read Primordial.
I do too as well. Mm-hmm.
Sure, so it's got carvings around kind of a large lip at the top, and it's mostly just. So, let me see where I put the phrase. I have notes all over the place. Give me a second. Okay, so You notice in Primordial that the phrase that's around the four sides of this pedestal is that is the broken crown rests on his brow.
Jesus. Sorry. Just a callback to
Calling back to our Lord and Savior. Next one shot, guys. See me. Start.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Next one
See me
shot.
plays Jesus.
Ancient Israel.
So it's the broken crown.
Rests on his brow. Would you believe I don't get paid for this, everyone watching?
You get paid.
Yeah.
I get nothing. I get suffering.
That's payment.
I get stress.
It's a great gift.
Mental illness. Yeah. So yeah, it says the broken crown rests on his brow.
And is there like anything on the actual altar?
It doesn't look to be. It doesn't look like there's anything carved in it. It's a very flat kind of top, almost of light stone. You do notice that there are a couple of stains on there, perhaps from blood? Question mark.
I'm gonna assume the bodies were carved up here. Is it like body size
It's
pedestal?
a reasonable assumption. Yeah, it's quite a long and wide table. You don't notice anything that would have. There's no implements next to it or bindings or anything to kind of strap people to a table. There's no like hooks or anything that you can affix. But yeah, it's a reasonable assumption that it, as an altar table, it might be for sacrifice.
I would like to go up to the flower and smell it.
Wait. I guess you can.
I just wanna. I'm just curious.
Okay. As you walk up to the flower, you notice that the light itself is, it's blue. The actual flower itself is silver, but the light inside is blue that kind of just pulses and flickers gently. There are small, almost like a plum. It's a little bit smaller though. It's probably only about ping pong ball sized, so it's quite small. And it appears to be a similar kind of dark blue kind of colour. But if you smell the actual flower itself, I'm going to get you to roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
I used to get fucking drugged.
Well, I think I have an idea of what we could be doing. Con save.
Mm-hmm.
24.
The 24, as you're smelling it, you immediately are hit with. Well, what do you think Kruger's the most intoxicating sense for Kruger?
Most intoxicating sense.
Favorite sense.
His favorite smell.
Yeah, it's the best smell in the world to Kruger.
Chamomile tea.
You
Okay.
sure it's not lead paint?
or lemon tart. Or lemon slice.
Kruger's secretly paint sniffer.
No, lemon slice is Kruger's favorite dessert,
Asbestos.
but chamomile tea is something that his gran would make him on the farm. That was just not the most comforting smell to him ever. So that's what
Favorite smell is asbestos.
That's sweet.
The smell of an old construction site where they would just build
little 17-year-old kid.
I
build
know.
everything
Likes
out
to
of
sniff.
asbestos, you know.
I'm writing that in his flaws. Kruger likes to sniff asbestos. It's really nice. Chamomile tea, to be specific.
Smell this flower. You are immediately hit with the kind of strong, heady scent of chamomile, then the kind of zesty lemon.
Sorry.
That's what Dilbert smells.
Feel for a second light-headed and almost as if you're falling, and then suddenly you're snapped back, almost like a rubber band going back into place, and you feel like you're jolted back into your body.
Whoa.
Is everything okay, Kruger?
That smelled amazing. Oh, it smelled exactly like the tea my gran used to make back home. But don't smell it. I can't. It made me feel very woozy. Very quickly.
That's a really bad way of making me not want to smell the thing that you just smelled. Like,
No.
I want to smell it now.
No,
You-
Dilbert, please.
You looked like you just got high and smelled the best thing ever. Like,
I'm gonna cut the flower just, sniffed, and does anything happen to the flower immediately after? Or After I prune it.
Its vapors enter the air and everyone dies.
Nothing immediately happens. It kind of wilts slightly. It doesn't look like it looks like you just cut a flower from its stem.
Aw man,
it's-
you killed it.
No, for a science experiment, I'm gonna sniff it again, like the one I just.
Roll another card.
Okay.
Why?
Have we found the chloroform of this world?
17.
With the 17, I'll say that you feel a little bit more lightheaded than before and a little bit nauseous. And then suddenly that feeling of kind of being pulled and then snapped back into place kind of hits you again.
As he's feeling lightheaded, Doom's like reaching
No,
straight
No.
at it.
no, that was a test. It's still still very pungent. When you,
Please stop sniffing narcotics.
no, I'm gonna put some like in my bag.
Kruger, could I have that?
Oh yeah, sure.
I would like to press
Smell
it
it?
into my book.
Ah, that's fine.
Does that release the smell?
I press it like away from me. I'm not just like.
No, that doesn't release a smell.
And
You
I-
have a press flowering now.
Lovely.
And I'd like to take some of the fruit and just put them like in like a little pouch that I have and say, see what
A
they do."
bomb.
As you reach up to kind of pluck the
I get on
the
Dilbert's,
flower.
I get on Dilbert's back on his shoulders to get high enough to
I'm
go.
like, hey,
Stay still, stay still.
Come on, man. I'd strength check.
True, I am a beefy boy.
I have plus nothing to strength, so
How much armor are you wearing? It's like 130.
The weight I am carrying currently, I weigh about 144 pounds.
Yeah, okay.
7.
Immediately as you go, almost like you're going up for a mark in footy, Dilbert just
Becky. I squid. I like crumble. to
Can
the
I
ground.
walk up and then just pluck the fruit?
That also works.
as you go to touch the fruit, are you wearing gloves?
In all honesty, I probably should have jumped on you, but
Next time.
Veins, it feels cold as you hold it in your hand, kind of seeping through the actual glove. It doesn't hurt, but it is an unusual feeling that's not consistent with the relatively warm room temperature of the actual interior of the hole. It does feel cold.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure, roll an Arcana check for me,
is this
please.
some kind of hell plant or something? Like,
It
what's
could,
going on?
well-
10.
Okay. With a 10, I will say that it definitely seems magical. It seems like it has some sort of arcane property. It seems like it could be dangerous if it's inhaled for too long. You think there's some sort of arcane spell or something on it that would affect an individual, but you can't exactly tell what it is, or I guess you're not too sure what the actual arcane nature of this plant is.
Apparently needs to be up slightly higher.
New
Hello.
position. Put it on your drink bottle.
Or on your chest or something, it would work, I think. But
Don't you normally have it suspended to the front of your DM screen anyway?
yeah, I think something's in the way that's messing with the signal, because whenever I held it up a bit higher.
Is this better? No.
Could you move the receiver up
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
I will flip it to, or I'll just flex the whole time.
You gotta get like that the
roll
classic
a
stack of
strength check
books or
for the whole
something.
session. With advantage. Because swallows the
I
goal.
rolled a natural 20, bitch.
Yeah, swallows the goal, size of the prize, baby.
Can I just throw the fruit inside the, what is it, the masan, and then just say, don't touch it?
Can I do an arcana check or a nature check on the plant as a whole to see if I'd know what it is? Or did someone already? Oh, okay.
You can. I'll let you roll again if you want.
I have. Okay.
But
You have a higher.
No,
roll.
no, I'm not- no metagaming. No metagaming here.
I'm gonna roll because Dilbert wants to know only because he wants to touch it. That's it.
I'm just saying don't touch it.
As I roll the 3.
a 3.
Or wouldn't change much. No, it was a 3.
This is a sick plant.
See, I want to touch it.
So
Fucking.
But this, you said before that there's no, or someone said that there's no like strapping apparatus to like carve people on this table. So what if, with the smell, it like knocks someone out and out cold and like the
And
berries.
then they get
maybe
him to eat the fruit, and they get the best high of their life.
so much so that you can't move, and then you get carved up into little pieces,
I
and then
mean-
you're dead.
See that?
It would make sense from the abduction perspective.
So what if So what if we take some in case we need to use them in a certain situation? It could
Just
be
gonna
handy when we're
gas
fighting certain
somebody.
monsters. Well, I've got like how many berries are like that I can reasonably pick and like put away in my bag?
there's probably, I'll say there's probably like 10 on one plant, so there's roughly about 20 to 30 in
Cut
the.
one of the vines
I'll
of the.
take like 5
Okay.
berries. So what would I write in that? Like 5
You don't know what they are, so
5 weird berries.
mysterious cold berries?
yeah, sure.
Alright.
That's what you want, sure.
I'm
May I
just gonna
also-
say chloroform berries.
Did we discover what happened when people put the berries near them?
It was
Cool.
cold, and that was in Kruger's bag. And there's one of them a son.
Look, I mean, let's
Could be
hope they're
used
not
later.
flammable as well. Like,
One thing to note: as you toss it immediately into the masan, it immediately just evaporates. It's corrosive. Masan is inherently corrosive, so it's eaten away in almost an instant.
see, if I tried to jump over the 30-foot gap, even with the step of the wind, my jump distance is only 20 feet. I would have fully been dead.
It would have been a bit funny.
It would have been really funny.
Nadria, do you have anything?
Yeah, at this time, I want to look up at the stained glass, and I want to see if there's any imagery of a bigger demon-looking guy eating the smaller demon-looking guys.
Roll a perception check for me, please.
Thank you.
Very specific, but I guess it makes sense. Good theory.
A 15.
A 15. You do see that there is a large demon that appears to be hailed as almost the imagery suggests that this demon is definitely at the top of the food chain in this case. There's a lot of imagery of what you assume is Maleo with kind of large pillars of red, almost desert rocks that kind of jut outwards that look like spines. You can see that the large devilish figure that is kind of at the center of this stained glass window appears to be enormous in comparison to the subjects. You don't know if that's artistic licensing or not. It seems like the face itself is covered by a bone mask. It appears to be kind of very fine bones that kind of intersect different parts of the mask itself. It kind of juts out weirdly in some places. Looks very similar to the spider that you guys had fought before, in that it's got a very kind of lean and thin face for the mask, but is kind of covering almost the entirety of the face.
Telepathically, can I ask Chibos if that's Smolk?
The actual
Straight up.
You hear saxophone coming
No.
in the back.
Yeah.
My god.
What gave you a
you like looking at this demon, you see that the armor, like the chest piece, is bone as well, kind of sharp, and there's lots of spines that kind of run across the back and the tops of the shoulders. They seem like intersecting plates as well.
The
What
other-
would
the other just says Vogue.
The little like work name tag. What my name is.
Like spelled out with bones. Vogue.
Hello, my name is Volga. Yeah. What do you say to Chivoth?
I'm kind of looking up at it, hoping that Chibos is not looking at random things in the room and is actually looking where I'm looking at this point in time. And I was like, Is that Volg? Looks like a.
Well,
scary-
you're gonna have to be more specific than that. There's a lot of ugly motherfuckers
Oh
up there.
well, I mean like the giant one there that looks like it's being praised by like everything.
You hear a pause and then, well, I didn't think they could make him uglier than he actually was, but here we are.
Is
That-
this a painting?
Stained
Or
glass.
is it
It's stained
is it
glass.
moving though?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
So it's not really stained glass.
It's magical stained glass.
Okay, magical stained glass. We'll go with that. Go on.
Who knows? I
Fantasy
mean,
world. Magical stained glass.
So true. Go on.
it looks like stained glass. You don't know if it's a painting or not.
Fair enough.
It's a live video feed.
Yeah.
This is Maleo.
This is the real deal.
This is Bear Grylls takes Maleo.
So here I am.
So here I am.
I'm gonna drink my own piece.
It's
I
just,
need to eat this demon.
he removes the mask. It's just Bear Grylls.
Bulk is their grill.
Yeah, he's already gone in like that elk bladder or whatever, where he was in like the stomach or something. He's basically just taken the bones of everything around him. It's like, you don't need to do this.
All the other gods were like, we don't want Bear Grylls. Lock him up.
Bear Grylls belongs in hell. That's all I'll say.
Bear Grylls is the god of possession and murder.
Bear Grylls is just bold.
He's got a piss bottle in his hand. He appears like a survival knife.
It's a critical hit every time. He doesn't need to roll. He just does.
Oh my fucking god. Oh no.
He just stats are reaching one of
52 points of poison damage.
Bear Grylls, you're a god. You can summon food. I'm a drink it god. Watch me.
No need for my own piss instead.
That's why he's immune to
He's
poison.
constantly wearing 2 wet socks that he uses to strain his piss through.
You can't kill me in any dimension. I'm
Oh my
self-sustaining.
god.
T-Bugs can't like eat nice for himself. Bear Grylls just sitting there just recycling the same bottle of pee.
Oh my god.
We know Bulk's true
What the
identity now.
Literal tears. Oh my god.
Shit.
No, piss.
Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt that Bear Grylls has been like, should I eat my own shit? Like,
He's definitely thought about
he's
it.
definitely he's been
Sitting
This
there
could-
picking out the corn.
picking out the corn.
Eating the corn.
No.
You can't digest it, so you can eat it again.
Wow. Massive.
Where will we get corn in hell?
That's the only place you can get corn.
Okay.
Corn's a delicacy.
I don't-
Underthought.
I don't know where to go from here.
There's Bear Grylls and corn in hell.
I mean, it's fairly
That's it.
self-explanatory.
That's what we're going with.
Okay.
Back to Chibot.
Back to Chivo, please.
Fucking hell. That took me out. I was not expecting that. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely Vogue.
Vogue will never be taken seriously again.
It's
So
like-
Until we
sad.
see him. And he
Until we
kills
see him
us.
and he tries to murder us, we'll be like, hey, it's Bear Grylls.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to
Shit
watch
eating good
Bear
on his
Grylls
face.
videos. I'll just pepper in little things. Like,
It's real now. It's real. The lore is real. It's been set in
I
place.
love this game so much.
fuck.
Ooh,
Jesus Christ.
Sore cheeks.
Yeah, well, I'd say that's definitely Vogue. Uglier than I thought, but you know, if that's the way he wants to be depicted, well, it wouldn't be me. But What can I say?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Is that like, is that Maleo, the place that he's in the stained glass? Is that like,
It certainly looks like it.
well, you're the one that can see it. I don't know what Maleo
Well,
looks
aren't
like.
you looking
so-
at it as well? Isn't
well,
that how
no,
I can look
yeah,
at
but
it?
I mean, like, you've seen like the actual Maleo or like wherever Volg is. You told me that like. Like,
Oh, so you do listen when I talk.
I never said I didn't.
It certainly seems like it sometimes.
Oh, gee.
You hear faint saxophone.
Oh my gosh.
Is it just careless whisper in the
No,
background?
No, Baker Street.
Dilbert sees Nadia talking to herself.
No,
and
I'm
waves,
just looking.
waves, like,
I'm doing this telepathically, so
I
I'm just.
wave.
I love how you only just
trying
figured out
to
you could
get
do it.
Nadia's attention.
I think we're
Look,
still
I
a bit of
think your
flower.
little bastard
Yeah,
is
we're-
waving at you.
Yeah, no, just ignore it. Anyway, so if that's Maleo, right? You know how you were talking about the points of Axon like half an hour ago?
Yeah, certainly was.
Yeah. Anyway, so when you break an artifact,
Yep.
one of those like appear, yeah.
A point of action. Yes, absolutely.
And do they have the dimension written on there that it like the artifact was from?
I mean, they might. Depends on if someone's hoping to do some travel in between. I know sometimes that little fiends and things, or demonic circles that are trying to work towards a common goal of opening a point of action might perhaps use interdimensional transport to get from the pocket dimension, or in this case, the underworld, to where they need to be on the material plane.
So theoretically, if there was one of the tubes that we found and it had Maleo written on it, would that have been an artifact for Volk that was destroyed?
Well, I'd have to look at it myself to really tell you, but if it's got some symbols on it, or if it's got one of those, I forget what they're called, but that knot that's associated with Vogue, that would probably be a bad thing, but doesn't necessarily mean that that's the specific artifact, but perhaps it could be.
Who has it? Where's A9?
I'm right here.
Oh no, like where are you in the room?
Um,
Like are you in the middle with all of them? Or are
yeah,
you-
yeah, I'm in the middle.
Okay, well, I start walking into the middle. I go up to A9. The Zushtar tube. Where is it?
I'll pull it out of my bag. I'll unravel it because it's wrapped in cloth. Right here. What do you want with it?
I'm staring at it now. I'm not even talking to A9 anymore. Telepathically, I'm like,
Well, shit.
Nadria? Hello?
yeah, I'm ignoring you. I don't care.
Listen, I'm no expert on the whole interdimensional arcane travel or the like, but I might say that perhaps you find yourself in possession of some kind of artifact. You see that little series of loops intertwined together on the side there? That would be a symbol of Vogue.
Huh.
So my suggestion is dump it and run. Or actually, well, don't dump it, but you know what I mean. Just leave it somewhere. Get the hell out of there.
And you should chuck that in the molten metal.
No, don't do that.
I mean,
Why would I?
to be fair, supporter would literally leads them into a pit of acids.
I think it's a great
We
idea.
don't know where it goes.
Listen. Nadria, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but should you happen to break said artifact, you would also be breaking one of the 3 things that tie Vogue to the pocket dimension.
There's only 3.
Well, yeah, you don't expect them to make like 10 of them, do you?
I feel like 10 would be a reasonably safe amount.
Yeah, well, the design is different for every single one of these nameless few members. I consider myself not a part of that small select group, though I am imprisoned myself. The number changes for artifacts depending on how bad, or I guess how much they think somebody might want to break them out.
How How many artifacts do you have?
Well, wouldn't you like to know?
I would.
suppose
That's
we'll,
why I asked.
we'll get there when we get there.
You literally tell me to ask you more questions, and then when I do, you don't answer me.
Well, I'm just feeling a little bit, you know. Actually, I'll get you to roll a persuasion check. I'm just feeling a little bit, you know, targeted, attacked, and
That's
for
a
what?
20.
With a 20? I.
Not natural.
But since you asked so nicely, I suppose I could tell you that. Well, I've got 5.
Bob's out here with 3.
But listen, mine are relatively easy to break with the right spirit. Vogues were designed specifically to confound the individual, so they're theoretically harder to break than my own.
The fuck was the original artifact for the Zushtar tube that we have?
I don't know, we found it.
Yeah, we just found the tube.
Who broke it?
Is it broken?
Is it broken?
It's not broken, right?
When you
Break.
break an artifact,
That's the remnants
That
of the
goes.
artifact.
that's what Chivoth said. He could be lying, but that's what I know of.
Well, the Zushtar was found with Octavius.
Yeah.
All the way back
Eh.
then.
In Ulmerim.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're making connections here, guys.
Oh, my seeds, they've been sown.
Yeah, so this just means it's like, well, what the? So Octavius is
did-
like some sort of
Was
like.
this information passed around to everyone?
No.
No.
I hid the
Only
information.
Adria knows.
It was the one thing I didn't tell anybody. That it had
Why?
As you're,
Because I'm an edgy bitch.
as you're processing what Chivoth is saying, that Chivoth has 5 artifacts, Volg has 3, you hear Chivoth still kind of running a commentary, but listen, I know that just because I've got 5, it seems bad, right? It seems like people really don't want me back out there, but listen, it's not entirely my fault. See, I found that mine can be broken with the right spirit. Somebody who wants to redeem themselves, do a bit better, you know, some kind of trickery might be involved. But listen, we're already one step there.
We are?
Yeah, well, you're on the search for the next artifact,
yeah,
huh?
okay.
You're trying to break my chains, so to speak. Which, by the way, a metaphor. It's not actual.
I figured that
chains.
out. It was just like my
Right.
mind was like really like when
See,
you
'cause
threw me into that place that one time. That scared the shit out of me when I like came back out. So
Did you like it? I was thinking about that for a while.
No, that was horrifying.
So I made a bad call. What would be better? Because I'm really trying to learn that sometimes people just think that I'm a bit too much, you know, but I thought the chains hanging from the ceiling were pretty damn cool.
Yeah, but like throwing me into like a really deep dark abyss as well as like a coma wasn't.
Yeah, but
like,
that was just for flair, you weren't actually in an abyss. I just wanted to give you more power, and well, I thought, why not just play, you know, a practical joke, maybe like a little bit of some sort of, I don't know, like a
the
magic
joke
trick.
was to like scare me. Was that the goal?
Well, I
of the
didn't
joke?
realize you were scared. I thought you would just answer a riddle and then it'd be like, cool, I've done that, and then I can go on to the next cool bit. No! So I'm sensing that it wasn't cool.
We can fix him, guys. It's okay. We can make him good again.
What is better, like a wide open field, or like a, do you want, like, I don't know, maybe like
pretty garden, fucking black pit chains. I'm just like, ooh, pretty plants.
maybe like under the sea motif?
Stop!
Do you want
Are you
Maleo?
talking Chivoth again? Krugar's gonna keep doing
I join in poking
No.
Nadia with
What's
Kruger.
Chivoth saying?
Anyway.
Guys, we're in a different spot. We're doing a different thing at this time.
Oh no,
What?
I walked up. to
Yeah,
it.
no,
I
he's
just-
looking
Yeah.
at the
That's the
Zushtar
only reason
tube,
I-
yeah.
No, because I wanted the tube.
That's true.
Yeah, you know, a happy field that's karma. I mean, the chain bit is
A
like.
happy field?
Yeah, I mean, the chain bit is
How do
like.
I make a field happy? Do I need butterflies or something? Is
Yeah,
that
pretty
okay?
much. Like butterflies, like daytime sunlight.
Do I need people to like be actors or something to make it look like they're really happy?
That would be really funny.
Should I assemble like a little band or something?
Yeah.
We could all play instruments. Would that be better?
Honestly, if you're starting with the
sorry, I was-
saxophone, you can have like a little group doing. different things, as long as they're good. Like, if they're annoying, I don't want to listen to them.
Well, I find most people annoying,
You
and I
find-
feel like you do too. So,
You find most people annoying.
Chiba.
well, I did.
Chiba.
Well, I did get imprisoned by people into this hideous crocodile head, and in a pocket dimension. I mean, I feel like for the most part, people don't really like me, but I have a bad reputation that I'm trying to fix.
I get that. Yeah.
See, you and I aren't so different. Except that we are, and I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
I apologize.
We're really not like that.
What a
The same.
gentleman.
You're literally like a god.
He's learning.
You're literally like a god. Like, we're not the same.
Well, the divine and the mortal are not so different. You'd actually be quite surprised. Anybody can have a little bit of divinity in them if they contact the right people, if they make the right decisions, and if they find certain things along the way to elevate them to godhood.
I'm losing my shit at you two.
Me and Kruger are both chanting Chiba, Chiba, Chiba.
I'll just like put like a hand on both shoulders and be like, I do have many questions. First of all, what was Mrs. Yushtatube? Why?
I'm having a conversation right now.
Yeah,
With
but
Chiva?
Obviously.
What's
mean-
he saying?
Oh,
do I
nothing
need
that-
to ask Chiva
No,
again?
it's fine. Just give me a second.
Is he
Oh my
talking about
god.
the chains again?
Somewhat.
Okay, we'll give you a second and I'll put a hand over like both of their mouths. I'll be like, yeah,
I bite.
I'm wearing a plate.
Sorry.
like gauntlet.
Yeah, no. Yeah, good for those people that want divine stuff done to them, I guess. It's not...
Well, I mean, it depends on the... Obviously, not everybody has the constitution to become divine. I happen to just be hilarious, and everybody loved me for a point in time, and then I made some bad decisions, but we've been over that, and that
Yeah,
is that I'm
many
changing.
times. You mentioned that a lot.
Because I feel really bad about it, and it gets very lonely here, and I really just want to get out.
Well, I'm working on it. Like, I'm having more conversations with you. Is that good enough?
That definitely
Yeah.
makes my day, because the only people that I see are myself and anything that I can will in my mind. And obviously, looking through your eyes at all of these people is also entertaining, if not just because they confound me with their stupidity.
Yes. Very much so. They do the exact same to me.
Well, I can give you more power, we could incinerate them, but I feel like that's probably not making a step in the right direction.
Yeah, no, if you want to, like, be seen as, like, a better person, you shouldn't let me do that.
Being nice is evil, in some ways.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to ask, to just confirm that, because
That's Vogue, definitely. That's
Yeah.
Maleo, definitely.
the
You
tube...
probably shouldn't use or open the tube.
Not planning on it.
Great. I mean, I still advocate for dropping it somewhere, acting like you never found it, and just going on with your day. But I understand that you got some goody two shoes with you.
like,
So
I'd do that, but I don't think some of them would do that.
yeah,
Like,
that is kind of disappointing. But I guess we gotta move on, right?
yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's about it.
Well, you got any other questions? Let me know. I'm here all day. And you hear the saxophone play again.
Careless whisper fading out.
Alright, I'm back to,
What
What did he
happened?
say? What did he say?
you know, the tube. Still ignoring the both of them. Straight to Avalon. You know there's a star tube?
Mhm.
It might be Volks.
So is it broken?
Somewhat, I think so.
Should I try give it to Luron?
Should we throw it into the pit? So that way no one can have it.
Honestly, I would say just drop it and run and pretend that we never saw it.
Yeah, but if there's a chain here and we have a chain, should we make sure
Can
the
we
two
stop
chains
calling them
aren't?
chains? It was just like a Panic at the Moment thing.
I mean, I mean, I don't want to go. This one is the Zushtar tube,
No,
and
it's
this one is a
artifact. You can
broken
just call
crown,
it an
and then this
artifact.
one is a random hat. I'd rather just have one
Yeah,
universal term for them. How about dimensional shackle?
I like chain.
Artifacts.
Chain.
Chain?
Oh my
Chain
God,
is
I'm
pretty
gonna get all
easy.
these down.
Yeah. But yes. I maybe
Yeah. Anyways.
should I try give that to Luron?
Is the Zushtar tube still acting as a chain, or is it not a chain anymore?
Because it comes about when it's broken, right?
Yeah, that's what I've
So
been
if the
told.
artifact, which was the chain originally, is now broken and the Zushtar tube exists, the chain's already gone. So why are we keeping
Well,
it with
Isn't
us?
it still like a key to like another world?
Yeah. That
Is the
might
bad part?
be Volk's area of sorts. Not like 100% confirmed.
You're telling
but
me we have a key to
pretty-
the underworld or something like that?
Yeah, and if it's related to Volk, there's 3 of them.
But if
What do you mean
whoever
3? Like, there's
broke,
3 more of those?
if
There's
whoever
only
wants
3
to
in total
release-
in order to free him.
Should we just try? I was like, just like point at the ass, and I'm like, I mean,
Maybe
I
we
agree.
should. No, I think maybe that seems too easy. Maybe we should, stick with the plan. Take
Smash it with your sword, just like.
I don't think we should break it.
No, take it to
No.
Run Alarm, and maybe like the dwarves or someone can like help figure it out, and maybe like deactivate it so that no one can ever use it.
No,
I
don't
mean-
touch it.
We could send it to Lurothia. It is a large fortified city that is
You
ruled
don't
by
even
a
know how
god.
to get back there.
Yeah, but the god does. Luron is a god.
Gods don't come down to the normal world though.
Yes, they do.
I literally have
Through
like.
prayer.
Kruger, she was literally just talking to a god. I like.
Kruger, yeah.
Can alright, Chivoth, if you're out here listening to us, take this Zushtar to your plane so it's not like the world's
I
problem.
think
Literally asked.
You hear in your head, now that is just cruel.
I think he's technically
Hey,
in prison.
Lauron,
I
come and help us out.
Kruger,
I don't-
you baboon.
I don't think that's not how
For your
that.
sake.
They're not gonna help us. It's up to us to stop
What do you
bad
mean?
monsters from coming and killing
Well,
people.
I've literally
I
healed you with
literally-
his power.
I literally know everything I
Wouldn't
do
all
thanks
of
to
the
my god
other
telling me
gods
what's
wanna
going
get
on.
rid
If
of
they
the-
really wanted to help all of like mortal kind, they would just take the Zushtar away, and then it wouldn't be a problem.
I don't think they're really that interested.
I think if you were gonna ask a god to get rid of the tube, you wouldn't want to ask any of the nameless few. That's for sure.
I'd rather Lauron. I don't trust Chivoth as far as anything.
Chivos is currently
Okay.
on parole, and we are slowly learning.
They're in it. Wait, how many? Wait. You said Volk needs 3 like chains.
Yeah,
How many does Chivoth need?
I didn't ask.
That's fair.
Persuasion,
Inside.
deception.
Insight versus deception. Let's go.
22 insight.
No way.
Oh, nat 20.
Get it close.
25!
With a 25, I'll say
What the fuck?
there's no way to tell that Nadra is not telling the truth. They seem pretty
fucked up.
straight up.
I'm just crossing that bit of my notes out.
You should ask Chivoth next time. I want to know. Sure, I mean, Vogue is like a bad dude, and I mean, Chivoth's a bad dude, but like, so do they all have 3? Does Chivoth have like 1 less, 1 more?
I don't know, that feels really personal.
Yeah, like why
I'm
would I want to ask
curious.
that?
We don't want Chivoth to get released either.
Chivoth, we will find out. I yell at him in the open.
If they're locked away for if they're locked away, it's probably for a good reason.
I mean,
I think we should take a vote.
Simple?
I think we
I
should.
vote drop it in the acid.
I say take it to Run Alarm and find a way to deactivate it.
I say run away and leave it.
I say take it. I at least consult. One of the gods that can still freely travel about.
Everyone wants to do a different
It
thing.
seems to me that everyone has a differing opinion on what should be done with the tube.
Actually, I agree dropping it in the acid, which gives it 2 votes.
We're not doing that though.
Wouldn't that be bad?
Why not?
Didn't
Because
someone
I
say
said so.
Chivoth, should we drop it in the acid?
You,
Didn't
you
someone tell us that it
hear
would,
a
like-
pause. The saxophone cuts out for a second.
Oh my god, not the saxophone.
Listen, I really feel like dropping it in the acid is probably not the best because Well, they can't exactly die in fire. They're pretty immune to it, and even though this is corrosive, this is an inherently arcane tube. So, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, and also, you should probably tell your friends to stop calling me a bad guy. I'm not that bad. Anyway, back to the matter.
That bad. That was personal.
How bad?
Anyway, I'm gonna say,
It cannot be.
when I said drop it and run, I didn't mean literally drop it, because you don't want to break this kind of
Oh
thing.
no, like put it on the floor. and run.
Yeah, and then just run away. But probably dropping it in the fire is also equally bad as breaking it if you drop it and shatter it on the stone. So my vote is not to do that.
I have a new idea. We put it in the tunnel that almost collapsed, and then collapse the tunnel.
That might shatter it.
Oh, okay. They're gonna be underground.
I'm just gonna go.
They can't. What are they gonna do? Come through a portal that's under a bunch of rocks? Fucking idiots. Fucking.
I am going to consult with a freely traveling god. See if they can just take it away from us.
Can you?
Honestly, I think it's the smartest idea anyone's come up with, maybe ever. Honestly.
Genuinely, I think if the portal's two-way and we collapse a whole bunch of rocks that just like continually.
Just like we're doing.
See, I think it's
Just
honestly.
put so many rocks in the underworld that it doesn't exist anymore.
We just send a mountain to the underworld.
The underworld would be like an endless plane of death. There's not enough rocks in the world for that.
It's just we just collapse them all into the underworld. Just slowly start sucking in more and more of Cthulhu.
But there would no longer be a ritual chamber in here.
I don't think they need the ritual chamber. I think if they
Anyway,
break it, what if it just opens a gigantic pit and then like all of like Dount is like swallowed, or the best case scenario, overrun by monsters.
I'm just.
Worst case scenario is.
We've released the murderous god.
Best case scenario, we don't have this discharge tube anymore.
No,
I mean,
it has to be our responsibility because you shouldn't let people get hurt.
We should.
actually, best
maybe.
case scenario is that it is a two-way portal, and we kill him in the process.
With rocks.
Yeah.
I like just telepathically. Do you see why I don't like that one?
I feel like my IQ has dropped significantly. There's been a significant decrease in my IQ since meeting these people. I don't think they really understand how the concept of this Zushtar tube, as you call it, works for creating a point of axon, and I'm pretty sure they don't have a magical bone in any of their bodies.
I love how I'm just like, you know, I'm like fully right to it. Just like I've got no idea what the fuck I'm doing there. I'm just like I'm trapped here. Anyway,
So Luron's free traveling.
I mean, technically, he's not imprisoned in a pocket dimension.
So he leaves you here of his own will.
Oh.
I mean, I was technically dragged here
So
somehow.
mean.
But if he's a free range god, couldn't he like do like?
Free range god.
It's more ethical that
Go
way.
to the store and buy
Worship
some
free
free
range
range
gods,
gods.
everyone.
So like Chibok in the
try to
Nameless
cage
View,
them.
a cage.
Their name was just
if
battery
if
farming.
that's the vein of thought, then wouldn't Bear Grylls also be a free range god?
Soon.
Bear Grylls deserves to be imprisoned.
Kind of.
Like
I mean,
gods live in their own like Gluron lives like in a heaven place, sort of. Right?
technically in the dimension, but like,
Gods can't come from heaven to Cthulhu.
why not?
They totally can.
Lit-
Unquestionably.
yeah.
like,
Is there like some sort of history lesson that I would know about gods coming to the material plane anytime they want, or whether they can or can't?
Yeah, roll a history check for me, please.
Nope, that's a 5. I do not pay attention to history.
Yeah, you're not sure of the ins and outs of godly transport through dimensions and through planes. You do remember hearing something about it, and it's not uncommon for people to think they've seen a god. That's all I'll say with the 5, did you get? Or 4? With a 4, that's all I'll say.
But like, if gods could do that, why wouldn't they come down more often to help the big problems?
Just like
Oh.
Catholicism.
Technically,
So you're saying gods are assholes?
I mean, technically, we have our own problems on our own plane.
Yeah.
Technically, we do have a lot of problems fighting, like, a lot of spirits and stuff. Like, we do, they do. I assume they've got other things to worry about. Like, Luron is literally controlling the moon.
But you talk to him like every night, so you would think that you're like one of his favorites. So why wouldn't he want to help out one of his favorites?
He does help out his favorites.
But you want to go home, don't you?
Yeah, but he also wanted me to investigate what exactly has the power to drag me from his domain into the material plane.
Okay, I guess that's fair. Still,
That's why I'm investigating.
So what you're saying is you're being held here against your will by your god.
I'm not really against my will.
Well,
It's been quite an interesting learning experience.
I mean,
you're saying that you want to go home, and then you're saying that your god is telling you to be here. So
I want to be of service to my god.
to be fair,
Kind of sounds like against
Well,
free will.
if there's one good thing, we all got to actually meet you. So I guess it's got Lauren's
This
not all
is
bad.
why I don't worship a god.
Liar.
I could just be like, I can fix that, and I bring out like a whole bunch of prayer books.
I'm looking at them and like, I don't know how to read.
I love how they're all that.
What's intelligence?
10. It's completely average.
Okay, so you're average.
Normal.
Just average.
Gilbert can read.
I'll
but
be
he's
just like,
lazy.
Jesus, not true.
I'm just gonna be like, anyway, maybe we should, keep on going? Because other doors out of this chamber, right?
There are, yeah.
There's one straight ahead.
Don't
one to
break the
right.
tube.
Okay.
Just
Can-
leave it
Can
for
we
now.
please take
Don't
it to
open it.
someone who might know more about it?
Basically, we're postponing the
Do
decision.
a persuasion check specifically for Dilbert.
Specifically for you.
Nat 20.
Okay, fair enough.
So
I am
many
pers-
20s.
I am persuaded.
Jesus.
Sufficiently persuaded.
Not to break it.
Not to break it. And
Now get ready
also,
for 4 nat
and
ones.
also to just shut up. Dilbert has been like.
Hey, 9.
Fine.
Hey, 9. Do you have like a robot god?
Also,
Do
I'd
you
like to
believe
say
in
that
go-
I
do
have
you
like
believe in gods?
asked for like willfully
Fair.
wanted Cheeboth to have a peach, just because he told me stuff today. I appreciate that.
Oh.
Yeah.
You hear.
I'm completely ignoring Cheeboth though.
Yeah.
Whatever he says, I'll ignore him. Pretend
You
that
see,
he's
just
not.
in your mind, Cheeboth is just saying thank you. I really appreciate it. And you see in your mind's eye like a peach just kind of being slowly eaten.
I feel like there's something cool about giving a crocodile a stone fruit.
He gets what he deserves. He just gets it.
He gets what he deserves.
He chokes and dies.
Lose all warlock powers immediately.
This is how you kill a god.
Stone fruit.
Who knows? Yeah. Just. Cause I'm just so nice.
Peaches? Yeah.
Yeah.
What? What?
I would like to, since we're postponing the decision for now, I would like to offer the group to proceed to the next door.
Yeah, no.
We can agree
I-
with that.
Yeah.
Which door?
The one that, so there's like the bridge to the middle, the what was the word for it? Like the
Pagoda.
island.
Pergola.
Then
Okay.
there's a bridge to the other side with the door,
Mm-hmm.
like directly across.
Yep.
And there was a door to like the
The right.
And there's one to the right, and there's the small archway to the left.
Do we,
I propose the door straight ahead.
do
Are
we
they-
not want to break this stained glass window on the roof? Like,
Yeah, kinda. I
like
mean,
I mean, I feel like it's kind of got some weird energies coming from it.
well, there's a big bone devil.
Oh yeah, that's Volg.
Is that what he looks like?
Sorry.
We should definitely break it then.
I feel like we've established breaking things
Yeah, okay,
could potentially lead
But
to the release.
This. I just want to break something, man.
big. It's only. I mean, it's moving glass, but it's in like
Still
reverence
glass.
to a big
And,
bad evil
and
god.
maybe if we break it, then we can see what's above it, and there might not even be a light.
I'm just gonna be like, are there any symbols like on the doors that they're looking at going down?
So there's on the simple archway, there's the Crimalt symbol that you'd seen kind of interspersed throughout everything. There are several symbols on the actual pillars themselves, but none on the archways or doors that you would go through. Roll an investigation check for me, please.
2.
You're so distracted by all of the chaos that's happened surrounding the decision of where you put the what you do with the Zushtar tube and where to go next, that you are looking around and you notice that in one of the stained glass panels above, you can see that it appears to be like an impish figure that's kind of just banging some symbols together. And you're just so distracted by how bizarre that is, right next to Volg that kind of looks as if he's picking up something to eat it, that you just get completely sidetracked by it.
Okay. Also, is there any like depictions of a broken crown on like the actual stained glass window?
I'll say, looking up, you notice that Volg himself actually has a what looks to be a rib cage that's kind of resting on his brow. Appears to be snapped in some places. Not all of the ribs are there, and it's kind of just held up on his head. But that's the closest you'd see to a broken crown. It does look like there's some chips or some marks kind of taken out of the crown.
Okay.
Molly.
Um,
That's cool. Ribcage crown, I like that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That is pretty dope.
I just had a thought about the Zusha tube. So in theory, if this one is still intact, they can't release Vogue until they get all three. So as long as we keep this one safe, Vogue cannot be released.
I mean, I never really asked about like how they used. I just got told that they like
So we should
are
learn.
there.
So we should learn how it's used. So that way we can maybe, make sure people don't use it and maybe find a way to turn it off.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Could we just drop it in the ocean? Just
What
go
if
out really far and then just drop it and leave it.
What if a big sea monster gets it and accidentally opens it, and then there's a big portal to hell underwater?
We
What
are
if-
not.
We drown hell?
We are not going through this conversation all over again. Door, June. You wanted to go through a door? Let's go
middle
through
one.
a door.
Okay.
Cool.
Sorry.
I'm glad that we've established that.
We just
What's behind the? Is the door an open archway, or is it like a proper door? Is it like a doorway or like an actual door?
It's an open archway.
As we proceed, what comes up to it? That was weird English, but I hope you understand what I said.
As you walk up to it, what does it look like, you mean?
Like, what do I see once I'm up to it?
Once you're up to it, it just looks like a long corridor that actually, architecturally, this seems a lot more sound. It's not like a miner's tunnel or anything used to get from point A to B. You can see that
What? Sorry.
like a mining tunnel. to get
Mining
from point-
tunnel.
Yeah. You can see that the sides are even, and that there's these large kind of pointed archways that it almost seems like the flying buttresses that you'd see on like the roofs of Gothic architecture, in that they're kind of these pointed archways that connect these 2 points. You can see that there are actually, as you go ahead, it turns to the left in a sharp kind of hook turn, and you can see that there's a symbol of Volg that's embossed on the wall in front of you.
Okay.
But it seems like an empty corridor otherwise.
Anyone want to help me with the symbol? Someone a little more knowledgeable?
Can any of us read the symbol?
You could, so the symbol is a Volg.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
said.
it's just a
But-
Vogue symbol.
Is there anything you'd like to do? I don't know. You seem to have knowledge.
Look at the symbol of Volk. I look at it. Is it just the symbol of Volk?
Looks like it.
I touch it. No one's doing anything.
You're going all the way to the end of the corridor?
Oh, I thought we were there. Sorry.
I thought
yes.
you were standing at the front of the corridor.
Oh, we haven't like proceeded down the corridor.
No,
I can,
it's
like,
just this is
see
just
all the
straight
way.
ahead of you, and there's another corridor that leads to the left, but straight ahead of you at the end, like the dead end,
Yeah.
is a symbol of Volg that's just been embossed into the actual corridor.
Okay, we have a small decision to be made. I would like to go to the symbol of Vol. I have a feeling it will not be good when I get there. Possibly. I'm going to go there by myself and then possibly run back. How do we feel about this?
You sure you're okay?
Okay.
But like,
Do you think you should go?
can't you like just throw something at it?
There's something inside of me telling me to explore it. I want to see.
I mean, you are technically free-willed, and you can do as you wish.
I am asking consent first, though.
Can I just try something really quick?
You can try something.
I pull out my light crossbow. Let's see if this works. I'll shoot the symbol.
Sure, you shoot the symbol, it just flies through the air, the shh, and then thuds into the stone before it snaps in half, and then it can't penetrate the stone ahead of it. So
Yeah, okay, if you want, but it didn't really
Okay.
do anything.
I'm gonna cast my eyes to light up, and if they blink out, something bad probably happened.
So is it one blink for something bad or two?
No, like eyes on equal, I'm there.
So
Okay.
does that mean that you're walking backwards so that we can see your eyes?
We'll figure it out.
Oh my god!
I walk forwards, eyes lit up.
Can we even?
Can I just like cast light on like June's shirt or something,
sure.
just so I can see what's going on, and then I'll just leave it.
And I head down the corridor.
Okay, you're walking all the way to the end of the corridor.
So the end of the corridor. My goal is to get to the symbol.
How
Okay.
far is from the what's the distance from like the archway to the end of the corridor?
It's probably only 30 foot.
30 feet, okay.
I'm not stealthing, but I am cautious of everything around me. I'm like actively presuming a trap of some
Okay,
kind.
then roll a perception check. for
Roll
me.
a perception check. Okay.
Good thing you said that.
Yeah, I was about to.
Kill.
I was about to
some
do
shit.
do some stuff behind the DM screen.
You still might. 17.
Okay. I'll say with a 17, as you walk down this corridor, you notice that embedded into one of the, into the wall behind one of the archways, the flying buttresses that kind of suspend the actual or support the ceiling, you notice that there is a small crossbow that is poised to shoot towards you.
Have I activated it yet, or is
You
it?
haven't, no.
Okay.
You've seen it. It's ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hidden, so you couldn't see it at the.
Is it at head height?
It's up at the corner, pointing down.
Pointing down. Ugh. Can I see its angling?
Yep.
I would like to attempt to maneuver around its angling.
Okay. What did you roll? A 17.
A 17.
Okay. I'll say that as you look down to kind of find the best way to maneuver around this kind of narrow corridor, you notice that there's a pressure plate that's. So there's a series of 3 pressure plates.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of arranged in an upside down triangle. And you can kind of step in between them to avoid the crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you're probably halfway down the corridor.
Oh, jeez. Only halfway. Cool.
Taking it slow and steady.
With the 17, you don't notice any other crossbows or anything similar. That
Okay.
would be down the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
But as you get close to the symbol of Volg, you notice that it is pulsing with a red, almost arcane light.
Volg is the murder one, right? Chivoth is the lie one.
Polog is the control one. On to C is the
Revenge,
murder.
innings, and possession.
On to C is the murder.
cheeky.
True.
Cheeky.
Okay.
That's the one.
He's the cheeky god.
This is how I remember it.
I announce back to the group, I want to touch it.
You want to touch what?
The symbol.
Does it look funny?
It does look funny.
Then maybe don't touch it.
I think you should. I think that's a great idea.
Don't
don't-
listen to him.
Which one?
The one that's obviously been an idiot this entire time.
I would beg to differ. I think my ideas have been top notch this entire expedition.
Avalon.
I'd like you to know that hardly anyone agrees.
I mean, probably not advisable.
I think I'm the weakest one of the group, so if I touch it, you could probably beat me up.
I can heal you if you get injured.
Yeah, but I'm more worried if I get possessed.
It's okay. I can beat you up. That's fine.
I think yeah.
If you get possessed, that'd be kind of funny.
I mean, do I have a way of curing someone?
And you
really-
think I'm the dumb one?
I'm not
June,
dumb, I'm
you're
just
like
mean.
the most like wilderness explorer adventurer out of all of us. You make the call, but be
Ain't-
careful.
A9?
Maybe A9 should touch it. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it.
A9, if you plan to come up this corridor, let me know, because I should point out some stuff on the ground to not step on.
What do I have to look out for?
Pressure plates is what I spotted. So there's definitely some traps, and I didn't hit any other traps.
Did June leave any noticeable footprints behind?
No. So the interior of this flooring is cobblestone, or flagstone. So it looks like it's architecturally been finished.
Can I follow June, being cautious of all the traps?
Could
Yep.
I come back and assist in pointing out where they are?
Sure. Yep. You don't have to come all the way back if you don't want to, but you can just point out where they are.
Yeah.
But it's up to you if you like to come back.
No, just like gesturing to the traps.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Should I roll anything or?
No. With it being pointed out, it's relatively easy to
Cool.
see. You can traverse your way towards the Volg symbol that's kind of faintly emanating a red light.
Does it seem magical at all?
Yeah, it seems like it is. You guys are probably about 5 feet away from it at this point, so you're not right up against it. But from where you are, it seems like it is arcane, at least in some way.
Can I learn anything else about it?
Yeah, if you like to roll an Arcana check.
While you do that, A9, when I go to touch it, can I give you my weapons?
Of course.
Thank you.
Why did the number not come up? Is it still it was an 11 plus 5 is 16. Quick maths.
16. I'll say with a 16, you definitely know that this is arcane. I will get up this spell. Give me a second, sorry. Where is it?
Just really curious. I want to see what it does.
I wonder what it feels like.
Sort of. Genuinely, yeah.
I have an idea of what it does.
Me too.
I
It
have a
makes the person
suspicion.
that touches it
Okay.
glow red.
It starts with a G.
Yeah.
Grow.
No.
I got no idea, but I
No.
don't do
Yeah,
this.
you're on the
so.
level.
Is it my pink kryptonite?
No.
No.
It's
It's a
be
The real ones will get it.
be a type of gall.
yeah.
Glee. Glee.
Getting
the-
that feeling as well.
Do you know pink kryptonite?
Is that the gender swap one?
No. Well, now it is, but it didn't used to be when it first came out.
Was it the gay one?
It was the gay one.
Wait, was there kryptonite that makes Superman gay?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
That's
It
a
was-
real thing.
Yeah. It's from the
God.
earlier comics, and it was a...
So that hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
Wait, what DC?
Yeah. Like a
DC comics.
genuinely released
Sauce?
comic.
It was a crystal that
It was
Gay.
pink kryptonite, and it made Superman... It didn't make him explicitly
Okay.
gay, but it made him, like, very affectionate to men. Anywho.
interesting.
You read something and just zone out for a second.
Come back to
Yep.
Superman
Um,
again.
The School of Magic is enchantment.
Enchantment.
You recognize the faint aura is similar to some that you had identified or seen before.
It definitely seems familiar. It's from the School of Enchantment, but I'm not sure much more about it, what it does exactly. Does anyone know? I mean, is this too meta? Is this a little bit too meta
yeah,
to
no,
ask?
This,
that's
Okay.
you'd have to
meta.
you'd
That's
have to
meta.
cast an additional spell on top.
Like the
But-
technology worth
Hey,
enough.
A9, just take my stuff.
But I have identify.
I mean, you also have detect magic. And
I-
you can cast them ritually.
Ritually takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it
Fine.
doesn't use a spell slot.
Yeah, but
Take my stuff.
Up to you.
I'm gonna cast identify.
Fine.
Boop. Not ritually because I don't got time for that.
I
So it just takes
appreciate
a
that.
minute instead of 11.
Okay. Can you remind me what you learn with?
I certainly can. I probably should have reminded myself before I cast it, but here we go. I can use my arcane focus instead of the ingredients, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Um,
While this cast is going on, I would like
except
to.
gold. Why not?
You need the gold component.
This is a pearl worth some amount of gold.
Yeah, but there's a spell that requires like gold components. You need actual gold components. If it was just like say a feather on its own, then your arcane focus can replace that.
Wait, but because it says a pearl worth.
Yes.
You can't cast it?
No, you can't.
I thought it was only. Okay.
No, if
I believe you. You
if
know
any,
more than
if
I
any
do.
material component requires any sum of gold, you need the sum of gold.
Yeah, because some of the items, like one of the
Wait, but
one of the
it's not
spells,
Because
like
there are some items that consume gold.
It's not gold though. It requires.
an
It's a
item worth-
pearl worth some amount
Yeah.
of
But
gold.
it's still.
It's still.
it's worth that. So like, because Revivify uses 500 gold pieces of diamond dust, it would, like, there's a point for it.
Okay.
So yeah, you actually need.
Well, now I do not cast.
you can
Right.
you can do detect magic though. That would do something similar, I imagine.
Wait, but if I do it ritually, then it doesn't require the components.
June, what would you like to do?
Take off my armor.
It's gonna take you 10 to 15 minutes to doff your armor.
No, I don't think it's that heavy, but I just
It's
think it takes me a
medium
little bit.
armor. Search up doff times for you.
You could cast something ritually for the amount of time it'll take me to.
Yeah, you still need the component.
Well, detect magic's probably not going to tell me much about it.
A9, just take my stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, not taking.
Alright, it takes you a minute to doff it.
Okay.
5 minutes to doff it.
Here you go.
Why? What's going on?
You have my dagger, my light hammer, and my scale mail.
I certainly do. What do you want me to do with this?
Process.
I touched the symbol.
Okay, a roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh, good call on the weapons
Only
and
because
armor.
you know what the god is about.
If June dies,
The rest in peace, June.
I'm not trying to get you
Oh.
killed. I gave you some hints.
Yeah, no. 18.
With an 18,
Good.
you feel you feel yourself kind of relax and slacken. You hear a voice in your mind. You should probably dispose of the spare. And you feel yourself turning towards A9.
Are you the spare?
You are enchanted, so you've got a suggestion spell on you.
I don't understand it personally.
You need
So-
to dispose of the spare.
Why?
So with suggestion,
Yeah.
You have to act out the exact description to the letter, and then
What's-
the spell ends.
What's the?
the DC was 20.
No. Is
What,
that all
so-
the instruction I have?
So far, that's all the instruction you received.
Is everything all right, June?
I don't.
So with suggestion,
Yeah.
you are. So the course of action that is given to you,
Mm-hmm.
you have to complete to the best of your ability if you fail the save. So disposing of the spare, whatever your interpretation is of that,
Okay.
that's what you have to do. So the duration of suggestion is, I don't want to make it too metagamey, but you feel as if another presence is gripping at your mind, and you feel as if the rest of your body is relaxed, your mind feels and the spare could only refer to A9 in this moment, you feel.
I feel that. Okay. So it's not my spare dagger. thing that A9, can you turn off for a bit?
What'd the button do?
It gave me a connection to the god, and I need to do a thing, but you need to trust me.
Do we hear June
I
speaking?
mean, June's still lit up with my light
Yeah,
spell.
we can hear that, right?
Guys,
Are you good?
you need to trust me
What
right now.
god?
We know what god. You need to trust me.
I don't trust anyone that's in
It's not that I
contact
don't
with
trust you, it's that I don't trust.
Madness thing that I was.
Yeah. Just nodding.
Okay. Let's go back to the group.
Alright, I'll can I feign being shut off?
No. It's not gonna work. Let's go back to the group.
Can if you so I'll get you to roll an insight check on June and June I'll get you to roll a deception check. 'Cause
Wait,
so roll an insight check on June because at this point June could just be talking to you. Do you know what I mean? Like you're
oh yeah, fair enough.
like you wouldn't.
Well, I beat you, I think.
I think you did as well.
Well, not by much. Wait, what am I inside? Oh yeah, a little bit.
What'd you get?
6 + 8.
I got 5, so.
Well, as June turns towards you and begins to speak, you notice that their pupils are dilated, and you can see a faint kind of red glow that appears to kind of settle over the eye, almost like a film.
June's gripping their thumbs and just continually flexing their hands, like little balled up fists. We just should go back to the group right now.
Come on, guys, we're waiting.
I
There's
think that
safety in numbers right now. Trust me. We didn't do the thing. You didn't deactivate. We're a bit fucked. We should go back to the group.
guys, I think something's wrong with June.
What do you mean?
Coming.
There are things wrong right now, but we need to get back to the main pedestal room.
I'm gonna make my
Yeah.
way down the corridor and avoid the pressure plates.
Watch out for the traps.
I run up and I step on the pressure plates as they go past.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
You first.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not going in there.
Is this the hit? Doesn't hit me.
15 for the second.
Doesn't hit me.
16 for the third.
Doesn't hit me.
Damn it, your armor.
I'm 18.
So
I'm happy.
As June has stepped on one of the pressure plates, you watch all three sink, and before you had noticed one, but you can see that there are three now that all kind of aim towards Abelard, and all three kind of just ping off Abelard's breastplate.
Can I try to restrain June?
Yeah, roll a strength check for me, please.
This isn't
June,
gonna go
you will
well.
resist.
I mean,
My numbers aren't
that's
coming up, but
pretty
that's an 18.
18.
Nat 20.
Oh.
God damn it.
Nat 20. So, how do you try to restrain June?
Just arms around
Okay.
the
So,
waist.
as you step down on the pressure plate, Abelard rushing towards you, A9 comes behind, tries to wrap arms around you, June. How would you like to escape?
With a hellish rebuke.
Oh no.
Okay.
haven't you used it last combat, didn't you?
Do I only go one per day, or does it only...
It's a
If it's
tiefling.
If it's a tiefling
Ah.
thing, only once per day.
You lucky... shooting back for A9's legs.
Sure.
I don't know if I can do that this turn, but it escapes the...
Yeah, I'll say
Yeah.
you won't be able to do it this turn
Mm.
because it's a contested strength check. So,
But that's the movement I'm in.
sure. So you're trying to pull A9's legs out from underneath him, or sure. At this point, Abelard, I'll say you have 30 feet movement, so I'll say you probably.
Well, I got shot at with a crossbow arrow, so I imagine
Well,
June's directly in front of me, right?
they didn't hit you, so they didn't arrest your movement. I don't think.
Okay.
So, I'll say that you're probably right up towards them now.
So I'm standing by June, basically.
I will say now you'd probably get a turn.
Can I do like a medicine check
What
to see
is
how?
going on?
June is possessed.
Stay back, Kruger.
Don't stay back. Come restrain him.
Kruger.
Take
okay.
back, Kruger!
I run in.
Wait. Can I roll a check to see if I can convince Kruger?
No, I'm not. No, you're not. No, I'm not convinced.
Well,
Okay, fair enough.
you guys would technically be in combat at this point, so I'll get you guys to roll initiative.
All of us?
Not everybody just.
I'm just
who's
chilling on
involved
the
in
Yeah,
combat.
I'm
outside.
chilling with you.
Yeah, we're just
You
like,
hate it, but like
I'm-
I'm just kind of chilling, probably asking
I'm
you a
gonna
dumb
run
question
in.
about Chibos, or asking Chibos a question for
no,
you.
not happening.
I got
You're getting
a
ignored.
nat 20 for a 22.
Okay.
Oh.
I got a 12 minus 1 is 11.
I got
So,
14.
hang on. So, over 20, just Kruger.
Yeah, 22.
Okay. 20 to 15. 15 to 10.
14.
12.
Yep.
And what did you get, Aiden? For initiative?
11. Big
Okay.
ol' 1-1.
So, at this point, what I will say is, so June, A and I have just had their turn. Abelard, turn for that round would have been to go up towards them. So we'll begin with Kruger. It's a 30-foot long corridor, so you only have 25 feet of movement, is that correct? So you get 5 feet away from them. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Has June moved forward at all, or is he in the exact same spot?
Well,
Because June triggered the
oh, my
pressure
mistake,
plate.
sorry, the pressure plate. So you'd only be 15 feet away, that was my mistake.
I'd like to go and tackle him and pin him to the ground.
Sure, roll a strength.
Or athletics? Or
Oh yeah, because you're grappling, I'm assuming. So yeah, roll an athletics check for me, please.
I'm actually good at that. 19?
19.
12.
Yeah, you definitely are able to.
Like, full on
Easily.
football tackle.
Yep.
Put your arm behind you.
You do like the like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Or
Classic
this
sling
awkward
tackle.
spry little halfling that you see when it comes time to like actually get engaged. You just see like a little dude on a mission, just and just like perfectly knows how to like almost like hog tie. Just like gets behind June, like puts his hand behind his back, and like, all right, man, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to snap out of it. and I'll hold him down until he, snaps out of it. That's my turn, I guess.
Okay, no worries. So up next we have Abelard.
Cool.
So June is currently pinned.
Can I do a medicine check to make sure he doesn't, like, how to break the spell or whatever?
Yeah, sure. Roll a. I would say actually. Yeah, roll a medicine check. That's fine.
I put this skill the most versatile skill in the game. 9. No, not helpful.
Yeah, you're not too sure. It definitely looks like June is possessed, but you're not sure how to break it or whether or not June
saying-
knows how to break
Anyone
it.
have dispel magic?
I don't have the spell slots to do any of those kind of spells right now.
June, with your turn, you hear again a voice in your head. I think you should fight.
I would like to do an unarmed strike.
Okay,
Um,
go for it. Against who?
I don't even have a hit DC. Can I do an unarmed strike?
No, because you have a -2 strength.
Oh,
I
you do.
actually
No,
can't.
you can. It's
You-
just, it'll
you
just
literally
be a
So-
Cannot
it's
fight.
like 1 damage though, because it's a minimum of 1.
It genuinely says I cannot on a sheet.
Bullshit.
No, because I can't do unarmed strike damage either, because I've got a -1 strength.
Damage, it's like nothing.
You do 0 damage with your punches. I didn't know that was a thing.
But I would still like to roll just a
Sure.
D20 attack. It's a nat 1.
So with Kruger behind you, kind of pressing you down, hand between the shoulder blades, 145 pounds of weight just on top of you. You struggle for a second, and you go to whip your hand back towards Kruger and immediately clang your hand straight against Abelard's breastplate, jarring your hand.
Take 1 damage.
I would like, with my interaction, to say, Kruger, You're a disappointment to your family
Oh,
with the
fuck.
shit you're doing around here, and the giant attachments that you have make you scum. You literally carry a sword of skin and flesh.
Me and Dilbert are like,
We're like listening to
The
it,
drama.
damn.
Abelard, your god leaves you here on purpose.
Going for the mental damage.
I rolled 18 on insight. I'm really like.
I will hang on. That will end your turn. You can roll insight on your turn. A9. What would you like to do?
And that's A9.
This is my. I'm thinking.
A9 actually did shut down. Chilling.
It's like, well, I was asked to.
I suppose so.
June asked quite nicely. Um. Are there any shackles or any split chain or anything around? Is that going to be my whole turn? Okay, that's fine. I'll take that. Investigation check. Bibbidi bop 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 beep bop. 19.
19. This is an empty corridor.
Damn.
Nothing around you except what you have on your person,
Okie dokie.
which does include rope, I will say.
Okay.
We do have a lot of rope right now. We're like 600 foot of it.
Can I also say something?
There's nothing I can give you with the 19 because this is an empty corridor.
Yeah, no, fair enough, fair enough.
DM,
Respect that.
Yeah, stuff can't appear out of
so
nowhere.
like I can't invent it out of nowhere.
I investigate so hard that shackles appear in front of me. Can I say something as well? What, June, you've got no dirt on me. That's my turn.
Okay, cool. Up next we have Kruger.
Go.
Okay. Slightly enraged by the very hurtful things that June said, I am going to slap him in the face really hard.
oh no.
Like, really hard.
Did you turn it off or did I turn it off?
No, it's been dead.
Oh.
We are
It's not been
experiencing
No.
technical difficulties.
No. Oh, should we take a break then? Should we?
No, give us a sec. We'll be right back.
Not doing a
We
break.
haven't
Yeah, let's just
had
like,
a break
yeah.
yet. We haven't had a break yet anyway.
Maybe just no break this session, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Halfway, right?
Actually, is now a bad time to reveal that it's actually a 24-hour session.
yeah.
Oh my
It's
god,
a-
it
we're
is!
doing-
Finally, it's happening.
we're doing
Shall we
a-
both have work tomorrow?
Yeah, I have work
Three
tomorrow as
batches.
I have a
well.
wedding to go to. So.
It's weird.
Make it a bit difficult.
Okay.
Are we back?
We
Yes.
don't have to do a break if you want to just keep going.
No, we can take a break.
Who's
just-
chilling?
I'm
I'm
quite
chill.
tired.
We're gonna take a break
Okay.
We will take a break.
right now or in a bit, because I'm ready to do
Well,
it in a
wait.
bit.
It's up to you what you want to do.
I reckon this won't be too long. I don't think there's
Sure.
much left.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue on then. Kruger, you're up next. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get really, really mad and try to hold back. You know, like sometimes when you get super angry that you start to cry.
Yeah.
Like that's what Krugar's going through. It's just like I know, like you surely don't mean these things, but they sound so genuine and hurtful. So I'm going to punch you really hard in the back of your head. Because I'm like behind him. I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
Like you don't mean that. So unarmed strike.
Knock him
Yep.
out.
Go for it.
Non-lethal
Nat 20.
damage. Non-lethal damage.
roll
Critical
your-
unarmed strike.
That's a net. I mean, it would have been an advantage anyway. But
What is your full damage for
I
a
do 4 points of damage with an unarmed strike. So
So
is that?
4, and then I'll say roll.
Well, you don't roll for unarmed strike. So is it just like 8 points of damage?
Ah, yeah, good point.
It's just strength mod.
Yeah, let's just say 8 points then.
Oh, you just get a bam.
Yeah, straight to the back of your head.
And I just yell at you like, you don't mean that. You take back what you said. Take back what you said.
I would say your ears ring slightly, but I mean, this is the tricky bit because technically your hit points say you should still be standing, but if you take a hit directly to the back of your head, I feel like you'd be out.
Also, like, I don't think I can get out of this if you want to exit combat. I don't think there's any more things for me to do.
I don't
Even-
know. I mean, it's tricky because theoretically, like, my mind says that you should be knocked out. So I'm just gonna rule that, like, if you've been king hit in the back of your head, I feel like you'd be.
With a
Quickly
crit,
hit you in the-
with a
like,
crit,
right back
yeah.
in the head.
I feel
feel
like, yeah.
that's a bit of a knockout.
I feel like your head would smack forward because of the momentum anyway, so you'd bump your head on the flagstones and you'd be out cold. I feel like that makes sense. So, I'm gonna say that June, you're actually unconscious now. Your hit points are still. You've just been knocked unconscious. Your hit points don't drop to zero or
I
anything.
mean, I suppose that works.
Could that not have waited a second? I wanted to hear what they had to say about me.
Oh shit.
To
mean-
Nadria, I'm like, A9 must be some kind of narcissist or something.
I
Or
checked for-
wait,
I
a
checked for pulse
masochist.
'cause
I don't know.
just
I forgot the word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you wouldn't know the word. It's expected of you.
Checking for a pulse. June does still have a pulse. They just slacken in your grip.
Okay.
And
Oh, I didn't mean
go
to punch him that
unconscious.
hard.
You gotta control that rage.
I mean, I didn't like what he said.
I will say, now we will head to a break quickly.
Yes.
Now that June has been knocked out, so
And also do the ending for the YouTube because I remembered this time.
oh yes. So thank you all for joining us for this first bit of tonight's session. So we will see you guys next time. Do I just do a regular intro? Just like a outro?
Yeah.
Okay.
just do it.
Well, always a pleasure. Never a chore to DM for you all. So much love, and we will catch you in a bit.